I'm gonna do a thing where I roll a d6. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Yeah. Let's see who it is. Whoop. Didn't you do it last week?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna...
Not last week, but last time, yes.
Last time. Alright. Let's re-roll. If we do it one, you will be exonerated.
He's fucking Foundry Man, I swear.
Okay. Third time's the charm. Who's it gonna be? Christ. No, don't do 2d6. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, it's Kyo.
Hello.
Short, sweet, to the point. Doesn't have to be fancy. Whenever you're ready. Just a quick recap.
Okay, here we go.
He died. There we go.
Oh, Jesus.
And he died. There we go. No, we resume where we left off after arguing about what to do with. Fuck, what was her name? I already forgot her name. Shit. Ria's family and the gem. Ria found us. We got essentially pressured into helping with the crystal after all agreeing to do it. Totally pressured, 100%. But we went into the Emerald Dragon's lair, found a lot of war-forged metal constructs, had a dialogue with the Emerald Dragon revealing a lot of things, too many things to really go into count, but we made a deal with him. He gave us a direction to go for getting to our destination, and then proceeded to fuck off. We then proceeded to fuck off. After a while, we parted with Ria, and arrived at the castle passage thing that the Emerald Dragon told us about, where we immediately went, "Hey, yo, fuck you," and hit him with a fireball, and then retreated after they showed up with overwhelming numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and beat the shit out of Jaxel.
Yeah.
And run as fast as you can. You get away from this ruined castle that wasn't as abandoned as you were led to believe. It seems like these constructs are a bit more resilient than you were initially anticipating, despite their scrappy appearance. It was a bit of a mix between these really scrapped together looking almost skeletal warforged and these more well put together ones that almost seem to have been forged for war long ago and were forgotten and left to their own devices. It's a bit of a mix between the two types of construction you see between these, but they all seem to be unified all the same. And run as you may, it doesn't seem like your attackers are as willing to let you go as they may have been had you not taken out a few of their own. They are in pursuit as you hurry yourselves down off of this cliffside back into the direction of the woods. And despite the fact that you don't have line of sight, you do hear the distant commotion of clattering metal and heavy metal footfalls on tall grass. Athletics rolls to see how far you can get.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Hi, I'm unconscious. I think Cobweb's holding me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
I got you.
Athletics.
Really? Okay.
That was almost a 20.
Hang on. That makes sense for the wizard.
Oh, fuck you.
A little better. Shit.
Athletics is strength, so I use my wild shape. Sorry, give me a second. There we go. Oof.
Oof.
Oof,
Hey guys,
indeed.
I do still have Wall of Fire prepped, so if we want to use that in an emergency situation, we can.
Yes. Start a forest fire.
I agree.
Yeah, that's... Okay.
B-Man, is it, while we're running, is it, like, misty? Is there fog in the air?
There is some fog that has been swirling around. You can see that there's finally a break in the overhead storm, but this lingering mist is swirling about, almost as if a spell being cast throughout the trees.
And I have something for this. No, I guess I don't. Fuck. Never mind.
Okay, how far away are the Warforged from us
As-
right now?
Huh?
How far are the Warforged from us right now?
Looking back over your shoulders, you can see the shaking of bushes and entire trees, maybe 100, 150 feet off, give or take. But you can see that each time you look over your shoulders, this is only becoming a shorter and shorter distance. And every so often you can hear a large crack of trees being split in half by something large barreling in your direction. It seems the big guys are leading the charge. And run as you might, it's only inevitable now that they eventually will close the distance. You're worse for wear, and some of you have to carry others, while much of them seem to be well within their strength. However, as you make your way further as you try, there is a clearing that you see up ahead. And so you think, given the circumstances, it may give you a bearing to find somewhere where you may be able to hide, if not run. So continue forward, you all do, and you are met with this clearing. And as you reach the edge of the tree line into said clearing, you notice that there's a reason for no trees to be here. Just a good 30 feet ahead of you is a very large circular drop into the earth. It's lined with what looks like heliostone, a rim of some sort of opening, and definitely a structure of some kind. There's a mess of vines and overgrowth that spill over this heliostone lip down into it. If you had to, you could get down into this pit, but you don't know to what end. Alternatively, you could keep running around this and forwards and try your luck on foot yet again.
Cobweb takes out a hammer and pitons and tries to find somewhere where he can fasten a rope to the ground so that they can climb down easier.
I'm gonna pull out my spyglass, see if there's like any like safe way to go down through this heliostone, like anything that looks like steps.
All right, you would move forward and go to peer over this ledge. And as you look down, you can see it drops a good 100 or so feet. But it's not just a circular pit. You can see that just beyond a good maybe 20 or so feet down, you're looking down at what almost looks like an open, lush cave of sorts. The opening below you past this circular opening is almost like an entirely lower level. It goes on in all manner of different directions. It's sprawling in any number of different winding stone passageways. It seems like this is an entranceway to a whole labyrinth just below you. And looking over to the sides, as I mentioned before, there is a spilling over of flora, lichen, vines that you would be able to slide down quite easily.
Over there, I'll point it out.
I assume Cobweb sees where she's looking, and fuck. He'll fasten Jaxel to his back, with a rope, belt style, and facing away, no homo.
I will say one thing I do need to clarify. I believe you activated your larger self for combat, but that only lasts a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, by this point, you are now smaller. Carrying him is almost entirely dependent on your own raw strength. But given that you are now effectively more so dragging than you are carrying him, it does take its toll for the unwieldy job of carrying someone larger than yourself. It's more than likely contributing negatively to your progress.
I'm just being dragged by my ankle through the woods.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Enlarge Self. So Cobweb goes from a 3-foot tall little creature to a 5-foot nothing little man.
And so, using your own magic, you resume a larger size. Although the proportions aren't as equal to using your rune, it does the job, and everyone sees that what had been running got smaller and now is bigger once again. And carrying Jaxthal has become much easier of an endeavor. But looking over your shoulder, you do hear the echoing of yet another tree snapping in half as your attackers are pursuing.
Alright, I'll tell everyone, head for the vines, and, can I tell how far away the creatures are right now?
Roughly 100 feet and closing.
Fair enough. 100 feet away, gonna throw a sphere of synaptic static.
Say that 5 times fast. Ooh, 5th level.
Oh god.
Yep.
Okay. Let's bring up some sheets. It needs to make a intelligence saving throw. Come on. Do the Oh, they're not. Oh, they're not. I don't think there. I don't think there's any. Oh my god. So, yeah, that's not gonna. That's
No, they're not gonna do shit. So, after a failed save, they're gonna have a muddled thoughts for a minute. So we got 1 minute to run our ass over to those vines.
That certainly has bought you time.
Yep.
You can hear a discharge of static echoing through the trees and a metallic shuffling. It seems like they're crashing into trees at this point unceremoniously. That does give you an opening.
Yep, running over to the vines.
Yeah, full on dashing.
You look down and you can see that a lot of these vines and overgrowth seem to follow a serpentine pattern as it leaks down into the lower levels.
Down! Let's go!
I presume everyone is following?
We going down.
Yeah.
Sure. Timber.
Alright. Get that up. Boop. Beep. Bop. And down you go. Sliding down these large vines is actually somewhat of a twist and turn before you land in this lower level. And looking up, you can see that there's not just one circular deposit, but there's several. It's a heliostone structure nonetheless. And sprawling around all of you is a matter of different twists, turns, and areas that could easily confuse pursuers.
Okay, gonna start looking around, looking for a good place to hide. At least for everybody.
Is everyone choosing to hide?
Are we assuming they're gonna follow us down here? I mean, we should assume they're gonna follow us anywhere, let's be real.
Yes.
Yeah. Hiding. Time to hide.
Hiding?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I will use shape water to collect the mist around Cobweb.
Easily done. Let's see.
And that's all I can do for first level spells, I think.
Are you trying to condense the mist around you to form something of a hazy cloud where you're choosing to hide?
Yeah. He's basically he's making the mist a little bit thicker and changing its opacity to be sort of make everything dim inside, basically.
Excellent. Very well done. Okay, and that does factor in as you create a bit of a misted veil, which aids in your ability to hide. You can see there's a lot of gnarled twists and turns of heliostone structures that are at your feet. You can see that a lot of the overgrowth clings to it very tightly, wrapping around it, as though being invigorated by the faint traces of a magical presence that echoes through the heliostone. It's almost like this is some sort of sustenance that the trees and vines have learned to use to their benefit to grow, where light cannot reach them. And with that, everyone would duck down into the crevices available to them to assume a hiding position. Stealth rolls.
Is there anywhere that I can burrow into the ground?
Try as you might, most of what's here is heliostone and does not mesh with you whatsoever. However, there does appear to be the occasional small mound, as if a rock or a bit of dirt has fallen through these circular vents. And you do find a small mound for which it does suit this. Christ.
Sorry, my bad.
Man, that fucking mist cloud's doing work.
I'm assuming I don't need to do anything, especially since I'm with Cobweb and there's that nat 20.
Yeah, your stealthing is not really a factor, given that, well, you're not in control of yourself at the moment. You're taking a nap.
Should I roll stealth since I'm in the ground?
You are attempting to not choke on your own blood.
There we go.
I was rolling like shit last time.
Everyone finds a place to hide. There's crevices and different avenues for which you all use to your advantage based on whatever size you all happen to be, big, small, or otherwise. There's plenty of floor around which you're able to pull roots down to pat yourselves and further minimize your presence. Some find a webbing of vines which they pull over themselves. Others would wedge themselves between a rock and a hard place. Others shroud themselves with mist. And then you wait. But you don't have to wait very long before you can hear there is a metallic shuffling that is very familiar. It seems as though they are back up to pursuing, and the metallic pitter-patter of these automatons coming down is eventually shaken up as you hear, and you're all shaken in place. And looking up, you can see that your pursuers are here. And the big guy is here all the same. One of them, at least.
Oh my god.
The big one seems to lumber around and is looking wildly in each direction, while you see there is a small dispatch of around 5 of these smaller, more ragged constructs which are fanning out, looking for any evidence of your presence. They seem very agitated, and there is a chattering, a weird clicking, shittery screeching that is exchanged between each of them, as though a dialect that you are not privy to. Some of them are a bit more erratic than others, but there is some method to the way they are pursuing you. But for a good minute of time, you can see that they ultimately end up floundering, as none of you are immediately spotted. And you can see them reforming, and this communication continues. It seems as though they are at an impasse on what to do next. Is there any actions anyone would like to take?
Just in case, Cobweb is gonna second wind, just so I'm not dying, kinda.
Very well.
I'm staying in the frickin' dirt.
Once, like, the tension has died down, I'd like to do a little, like, rewind to while I'm still unconscious if I get healed, because I wanted to do something while unconscious.
How do you mean? You're unconscious?
The fancy sending thing. Could I use that while I was unconscious?
Not while you're unconscious.
Damn it.
Okay, actually, because I was gonna use it to give the fucking dragon a piece of my mind, but now I'm actually gonna use the core echo to contact Anthesea.
Who are you contacting?
The dragon.
Oh, all right. Now I need to clarify because I think the wording may not have been as clear as it could have. That ability allows you to circumvent the fact that you're on the inside of a large heliostone sphere.
Okay.
So you can use that in conjunction with a sending spell or praying to a god to get to the outside world. That is not free communication. That simply makes it possible to use your communicative abilities to contact, the outside plane.
Got it.
Like if you want to contact someone in Highshire, now you can.
Okay.
That's what that does.
Okay. In that case, I'm actually going to use sending to contact Anthocia, and I'm going to talk in a very low whisper.
Okay.
And I will say to Anthocia, so much for that fortress being abandoned. We're being pursued by Warforged. What do we do?
It pings out and there's an immediate reply.
Troublesome. Unexpected. They are wary of people. Minimize your threat to them.
Too late for that.
Shit. I'm gonna have to use a fucking 4th level spell slot to do fucking use sending again. God damn it, bitch. And I will say, I will do that, and I will say, we tried doing that and they attacked immediately. How do you mean minimize the threat?
It seems you've made multiple enemies. They are closer in thought to you than to a construct.
Okay. If that's the case, I technically only have a couple weapons on me. Yeah, she'll put the light crossbow and the dagger in her bag of holding. And she will have her cane just sort of hidden in the crevice where she is.
Okay.
And with her hands up, she's gonna step out and walk towards these Warforged. And when one of them notices her, she says, "Please don't hurt us."
Okay.
Attack me.
You step out from your hiding place and make yourselves known to your pursuers. And coming out, the 5 smaller ones and the larger one immediately turn around, having identified at least one of the people that they have been after. And give me 1 second here. Right.
I'm unarmed, please.
Roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Oh, Christ.
Bruh.
Fuck.
Oh.
All right. Roll for initiative.
Oh fuck.
Oh god, Agni, no!
Should I do it just because?
If you're still unconscious at the moment. So
yeah,
I'd say,
so I figured maybe.
There we are. I'm gonna put you down.
We're all rolling
here.
initiative.
Yeah, if you're intending to engage in this fight, then roll for initiative.
Oh God, no.
Or interact in some way. If you want to take advantage of your turn. I will put you all down as well. Jaxel, you're obviously down and out. You're stable, so I'll roll for you anyways, but yeah.
Oh, I already rolled.
Whatever, it's okay.
Oh God, we're all engaging.
Max. Awesome.
Fine. I feel like we're all gonna die.
I might live because they may not attack the one that looks dead.
I'm struggling to find initiative again. Here we go. I'm sorry. Oh.
Okay. Let's change the tone. Jeez, I'm rusty at... Boop. Sure. Top of the initiative, we have Dagny. It seems as though, despite your attempts to be friendly after taking down a few of them, are ultimately in vain. They are full of what you can discern to be emotion, something very foreign to something of a construct, and they seem intent on vengeance.
Doesn't help that you probably threw that spell at them earlier.
I mean, that's not a very friendly thing to do.
In all honesty, they attacked first.
At least you did some sort of preemptive damage, so there's that.
But we don't know if those are...
To something.
How far away am I from my weapon right now? Because I hit it in a crevice.
Crevasse.
I'm gonna say it's definitely a bit below you. Like, you tucked into effectively a hiding spot, and you had a layer of vines over it. So to rustle through all that, reach down and grab your weapons, I'm going to declare that as an action.
Fuck it. At this point, she will fall to her knees, still hands up, and she will say pleadingly, "We're sorry we attacked you, but in all honesty, you attacked us first.
You started it."
What is this we?
We come in peace. We mean no harm. We only seek safe passage, please."
There is a visible disdain in your words, given their body language. You may roll persuasion once again with disadvantage.
God, come on.
Unfortunately, it appears that your actions speak louder than your words. Brings us to this one. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. Get out of here. Okay. You will move forward. And you got 2 javelins coming towards you. Let's see here.
I'm going to, I guess, since they're attacking Dagny, I'm going to reveal myself and use one of my features. Which would be, this one on my ally. It's the... where is it? Because I know I can use on an allies on an upgrade.
Improved warding flare?
Yes, improved warding flare. Where is that? It's kind of... Ah, there it is.
I see. Okay, so this imposes disadvantage on its first attack.
Yes.
That turns, it's 15. Oh, it's still a 15 because the second roll was a crit. Yeah, 15 versus your AC, Dagny.
That is my AC, so...
Beats it.
I mean, I got rid of one crit in the pool.
Yeah.
That's right. A glancing blow, you only take 4 piercing damage as this piece of jagged metal would glide against the side of your chest. And as for the second attack, does that only work for one attack, Kyo?
Yeah, it's only one attack.
That sucks.
Did you just crit one of us?
You fucking rolled another 20. Christ,
Go.
Stick.
That's unfortunate.
Bitch.
Ooh. This secondary blow was not so vague, as this one hits you center chest and you take 13 piercing damage.
Yeah. She just kind of feels this javelin in her, and just kind of realizing how hurt she is, because she hasn't really been this hurt since the fucking white dragon bit at her.
Yeah.
And she just kind of coughs up a little bit of blood.
Oh boy.
Jaxel, you are unconscious, but stable.
Yay!
You're doing good, buddy.
And you just hear,
Aerosol.
like, just a snort and a movement, that's
The
it.
question is, are we actually attacking these guys? Like, is the plan to kill these guys?
Probably
Or at
the
least
fuck
try.
not.
I mean,
Oh, you're
realistically,
hiding
at
in some
this
corner.
point-
I don't
at
think
this
we really
point-
have a choice
I mean,
at this
if we're
point.
going in violent, I do have an idea for how to get past the rest of them. But that comes later, I guess. I'm ready and willing to start fighting back because these guys seem pretty.
Because
intent on
these guys
killing
did
us
the
now.
foolish mistake of being near each other. Like out of character, I want your guys' actual opinions.
I mean, I think we could take the smaller guys, but that big guy with that,
Yeah,
Dagny already down, almost down. Jack's just coming back from being down. Like, realistically, there's 3 of us.
I mean, once we take out the smaller guys, I think we could do it.
The smaller magic guys?
I guess I'll get in front of Dagny and... It sounds like we're set on a fight here from the majority, is what I'm hearing. So I'm going to cast... It only cost me 20 feet to get there. Let's see, where is it? Where did I put it? God fucking damn it! Ooh, that would get rid of that other idea. Fuck. Screw it. I'm going... Actually, how wounded is everyone? Just from a glance while we were running in the forest.
Yeah.
Minus Jaxthol.
I mean,
I am below half health. Yeah. Dagny is for sure low.
I'm at 56 out of 77. Just
Nadir is probably fine because
I'm-
Druid.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
totally
I do
fine.
have that spell. Fuck it. We ball. 7 healing to... This is 60 feet. Dagny. Nadira, yeah, I can literally heal, what, 3 people? As you call out.
It's up to 6 creatures.
Up to 6. I can heal all of us. All friendly creatures. So I will heal all friendly creatures for 7 hit points.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
And congratulations, Jaxel, you're conscious again.
And of course, it's after my turn, too.
I hate to see it. Hey, Aerithal, the infamous question here. What is your passive perception?
It is like
There's gonna be
it's
more of
high
them coming.
20s. It's 22.
It's God tier.
One curious thing you notice in this open area for which you're all standing in, you can see that there's evidence of some vines being twisted and tied together and creating something of rudimentary structures. There's loose stones and whatnot that are reinforced along said structures, as though someone within a recent period of time has been down here and has been creating some form of presence. You're not really sure what this is. But the size of these structures, the uses of logs and vines that are leaning up against some of these heliostone pillars suggests that there is signs of activity here. And it doesn't really strike you as the work of the Warforged. And they are large.
So you're saying there's signs of life, essentially.
Exactly.
Did somebody Ewok trap this place?
Anyways,
I could, hypothetically, is there any of those objects over these creatures that I
not
could
directly over
hypothetically
them.
shoot down?
It's a pretty high ceiling. Most of it is off in the corners and whatnot. There's like stacks of logs that are creating kind of like a crisscross formation, and you can see vines are growing and creeping along them, almost as though this was designed to cultivate the vines, to let them grow onto this and then use them in some way. It's very rudimentary agriculture almost.
Fuck, I don't know what to do. Shit.
Well,
Start blasting, choir boy. This
Very
can only end
well.
one way.
We walk forward. And let's see. Oh, I can hit quite a few people with this.
oh.
One second. Let me just, and then, right there.
That's not a spell, right? That's a
That's
clerical
not. Yeah, it's
Channel divinity.
divinity. So I walk up to him and I say very loudly, where is it? Fucking.
Shiakazi.
This is 30 feet, so it also hits the guy over here.
Oh, I'm not sure why the template doesn't consider that 30. All right,
Yeah.
let's do. That sucks. All the small guys have failed. Let me see. Wait a minute. Let me get the measuring tool here. Yeah, it technically hits the big guy too. 30 feet. I don't know. Again, I don't know why it's like, oh, he's not in the radius. But he almost certainly is. Roll, goddammit. The only one to succeed is the big guy. The rest of them fail. Let's see here. Radiant damage. Oh, okay, so it's damage. Okay. Ow. And then, oof.
Is that the noise they make as they fucking take damage?
Sure, one of them has a fucking like mechanized exhale. They weren't expecting this. Let me see.
Takes half damage on a successful one, so.
I know. They all failed, except for the big guy.
I don't think they've ever seen.
That's a one and done, right?
That is. I get 2 channel divinities, and this is my first time using it. So.
Well, I mean, like that's just it's a big
Yes,
flashbang and then it's over.
Yeah, it is a one
Okay.
gun, yes.
Stay a little time.
And then after that, but right before my turn ends, that is the power Helios has gifted me. Leave us, and you won't be hurt further.
Why
He's
don't you
raising
roll
up both his
intimidation?
hands in the air.
Intimidation.
His voice goes up a couple octaves.
He's just screeching.
Oh!
He's just a little guy.
The one in front of you can see that he is visibly a bit moved by this, but you can see that he's already in his sense of combat. There's confliction, but given that you just seared him and then said that, he's a bit on the fence. The others, however...
He has yet to pick his political
I mean,
party.
what's the point of saying you have power if you're not going to display it? They're just going to say, you're bluffing.
It's true. That brings us to the 3 other core forged. Let's see here. I'm gonna do this. So for context, I was gonna do a little roll the d20 to see how your words affect them. On a 1, they would be visibly moved. On a 20, they would steel themselves, and unfortunately...
20.
God, the dice
How could you
say
do this to me?
fuck. All right. They all,
Can I use my DM against the... Can I use my inspiration against the DM?
Shut up.
Will be $50 PayPal.
Yeah. All right. Given that you are displacing yourself between them and Dagny, you are taking the brunt of this. Let's see.
I must protect Squishy Wizard.
All right. 5. Oops. All right. They will be maintaining their distance, but they will be throwing metal at you. That's 6 javelins total for the 3 of them.
Oh no!
Boop, boop, boop. Oh my.
I do. Dude, what you mean by that?
What's your AC?
19.
Damn.
Miss. Miss. Hit. Miss. And miss. Only 1 hits! Because there's a volley of razor-sharp metal coming your way. It seems like you have shaken their aim a little, but... Boop, boop, boop. Power of vengeance is strong in this one. You take 8 piercing damage.
8 piercing. I don't have any way to reduce that, so...
Nah, Arathal is just like that. He's sitting there, like, in place, Ultra Instinct, Kung Fu dodging, all these fucking javelins.
He just turns back after dodging. Ha! You missed, as the other one just sticks him immediately.
Oh, do I need to roll concentration for anything? No, I don't.
It's in the bone!
Why did it pop up with that?
I think it's because you have the symbol token up for concentration from probably the previous encounter.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
insect
what
plague.
that-
From insect plague.
Yeah.
Alright. That brings us to the big guy's turn, who's not so easily swayed. And forward he comes barreling.
This is gonna hurt a lot.
Remember when we got really confident?
Let's make these rolls public. You got 2 attacks coming your way.
I'm gonna flashbang him because I have my reaction again.
Why is
It's a good thing that I flashbanged him.
What do you mean flashbang?
The ward, because I get my reaction back on my turn, remember?
Alright, well that would go towards the first attack, because you don't know what's going to happen as he's swinging at you. Granted.
Oh, I thought they were both the same.
So,
Oh, I see. One's a hammer, one's an axe. Yeah, no, he misses the first one, but hits the second.
Yeah. Okay.
Get owied.
That's a hammer fist. And you need to make a strength save or be knocked prone. You stand your ground, but you take... Oh, not too bad. 18 bludgeoning damage as the hammer comes down you. A glancing blow, but you can feel the crunch of your armor and your shoulder by extension. Cobweb.
Alrighty. Seeing as these Core Forge have assailed non-combatants twice, it's pretty much the gloves are coming off. Let me see here.
He peels the skin off his hands.
Oh no.
Jesus.
Please no.
I cast Alter Self and turn my top layer of skin into gloves.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. That would be fucked though. I might have to do that for the final boss.
Aww.
But anyway. Alrighty, it's time to buff the fuck up. Let's see. Alrighty, action, bonus action. Storm Rune, Hill Rune, Action Surge. Where is that?
See, how long does Enlarge Reduce last?
1 minute, but...
Oh, alright, so that, by now, if they're hiding, it would have gone away.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, activating your runes. And you're gonna go big!
Yeah.
Give me a second. Beep, boop.
Oh.
And then...
I'll
beep,
do that.
Bop, beep, bop, bop. Pew.
Cobweb rises out of the mist. His body expanding. You there! Stop right there! I am Cobweb of Shire. You have assaulted my teammates for the last time. Leave and no harm will come to you.
You yelling this at the big guy, or like all of them, I assume?
Yes, mostly the big guy, because I assume he's like the granddaddy.
Alright, well, this is obviously they all can hear this. Roll intimidation.
Got you. And because of, where is it? The passive for, where is it, goddammit? Oh no, I'm wrong. I'll roll. Let's see. Hiya!
Ooh.
This. Oh, let's see. The little ones turn their heads to you as you exclaim your cry. You can see that they kind of put their feet into the dirt a little bit, and they are assuming more defense for themselves than offense, but they still seem intent on attacking. The big guy is not phased.
Oh shit. So you've chosen death.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, with my action surge, let me see how far I can. Doing. Oh. Okay, so after he says, so you have chosen death, the runes on his chest begin to glow, more brightly, as he casts Enlarge Reduce again. And I'll meta magic this for extended spell, so it's 2 minutes.
You going even larger?
Yeah.
This
is to go even further beyond.
He's putting his back into it.
And so you exceed your own size.
Fuck, I should have did that first. Alright, anyway, that's my go. I have no... This is my buffing round.
Are you gonna move at all?
Yeah, I guess I could. I'll
just
move right
walking
here.
forward menacingly while he gets bigger.
The menacing slow walk. Hold on, I gotta get for this.
Oh, is it the 3? Is it that thing?
Very nicely done. All right. 2 more javelins coming towards Arathal. Beep boop. See how we did. 12 is a no. 21 is a yes. That is a very daunting 5 piercing damage. Yet nothing glancing glow. Nadira.
I was gonna hide in the dirt, but I feel like I can't. I can go
Your
30
actions
feet.
are your own.
Is Cobweb like in my way standing here? Because we're not on like an actual map, so it's kind of hard to know.
This man is fucking
If
huge.
a creature, if a creature is
flat
2
ground.
sizes, if a creature is 2 sizes larger than you, you can move through their spaces as long as you don't end your turn there.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
can
great.
move through allies anyways. So
Cool.
even if that
Didn't
wasn't
plan
the
on
case.
it. Fabulous. Oh, fucking shit. There we go. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Okay, that's 30 feet. And then I'm gonna do 2 slam attacks on this one.
Okay. Your attack roll.
Oh, ha,
Bitch.
shocker, that misses.
That's unfortunate.
Off to a great start. Off to a worse start. What the ever living fuck?
2 swings, 2 misses. As
Fine.
they had taken their defensive stance and were ready for retaliation.
Okay, I'm done.
I see. Okay. Top of the initiative, one moment. Dagny,
Yes.
Arathal, Nadira. 3 of you. Give me one moment. What the fuck is this shit? Get over here. Make wisdom saving throws.
Oh, you fuck.
Is this any sort of charm
That was
effect?
not a wisdom save.
Let me
Really?
take a look.
The only reason I ask is
There we
because
go.
Fey ancestry.
Wait, no, that's not.
This
that's,
is a charm. Yes.
Okay, so I have
Ooh.
advantage on this.
Oh, I
that-
also
that
have
was-
advantage then.
That was an ability check. That's wrong.
Don't need it. Okay.
Yeah. Why are these the ones you grab? How about you come up here?
All right. Let's see how we did here. Dagny fails.
obviously.
Arathal and Nadira pass. And let's do some rolls for these guys.
Wait.
Come on. Christ, they all fail. Fuck. Okay. There is an echo that you can hear in your voice, Dagny, or in your head, excuse me. And you kind of tense up as this voice invades your head, and you can see that all of the Warforged seemingly react the same way as you whenever this pipes up. As for Arathal and Nadira, you don't hear this, but you can see that visibly everyone else around you seemingly does hear this. And the following would be in your head.
Violence will breed death. Calm yourselves, and your woes end here and now.
And Dagny, just like that, there's this voice in your head commanding you to stand down, and you can't help but feel obliged to obey, as it makes a point that if you're going to choose violence, the only outcome is going to be death. Them or yourself or whoever. And so you're compelled to disengage.
Literally did an attack. Why me?
Is it my conscience?
Are you my conscience?
Well, I mean, if it's
Who said that?
visibly affecting the other
Who said that?
Warforged,
Conscience. My dad.
And for the record, the Warforged seemingly heard it too, and you can see that they are halting their immediate assault. But they're still extremely defensive. They're ready to go at a moment's notice, but have seized.
Arathal, don't do anything stupid right now. Just back away.
Don't worry, it's only 3 javelins in my chest.
She will very shakily get to her feet.
Is but a flesh wound.
Actually, wait, no, it's actually just 2.
Yeah. I will also say to Cobweb, don't do anything. Nobody attack. She's just gonna. I mean, yeah. she's basically gonna hold her action to jump down and grab her cane, her spell focus, if necessary.
Okay. And that is your go. The Core Forge remains stood at sentry. There is high tension in the air, and the slightest twitch from any of you could seemingly break it. Is anyone doing anything at this moment?
I'm gonna sit up and look around real confused.
Jaxel, don't do anything.
Cobweb is going to prepare his action to move up to his full movement speed on the first creature that attacks, and basically give him the old 1-2.
Very well.
The old thoughts and prayers.
There's a moment of tension that carries itself for several agonizing moments before finally the big guy just would slam its hammer into the ground next to it in frustration, but takes a step back.
He didn't disengage. Aerithal, hit him.
Don't.
Man, it's been a minute since I did something stupid. No, I don't do anything.
They assume a position amongst themselves, formation. You can tell that they are most certainly not happy with you still, and are looking for the smallest reason to kill. But your lack of advancement on them is met with a lack of advancements on their own actions. And eventually, they back off further enough to where they are out of the immediate area. And off they go.
At that point, Danny just kind of falls to one knee. Ow, fuck!
Oh, you think you got it bad.
Everyone's always hard like this.
Yes!
Why the fuck are you complaining? I got my head smashed in by that big fucker.
You're the one who rushed in.
Yes, we're all very wounded and weak and pathetic, but right now I think we should focus on where are we?
I don't know.
Oh wait, hold on, I'm still big. Anyway, whatever. The point stands.
While we're doing this, I'm just gonna take time and get a fucking second wind because I need it.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Ooh.
I'm just full
You lucky
healing.
dog.
Look at this.
Your echoed voice would carry out throughout this cavern, Cobweb, with your big, booming, commanding voice. Querying where you are as you look up and see a series of these holes now that you have a moment to actually properly observe your surroundings. You can feel there's a current of air that's moving throughout this place and is seemingly curving up and out these holes. And then it seems as though the air itself responds to you.
You are in the pressure vents of Helios, the lungs of the planet in many ways.
Did we all hear this, or just him?
This is not in your heads. This is here in the cavern with you this time.
Who said that? Show yourself!
Ease yourselves. The danger has passed.
And you can hear a thud as there's a large humanoid that would emerge from a crevice and makes themselves known to you.
It's a giant?
Cobweb.
Is that a Genasi? Question mark?
He has 3 toes.
Cobweb, you didn't tell me you had a little brother.
Is that it's a troll or can I tell what this is from my readings?
Roll history.
Come on, baby, you got a +9. 18.
It's a guy.
Not that you've ever seen one in person, but given the hard complexion of its skin, this resembles a stone giant.
Stone giant.
Hey, yo. Cobweb shrinks down into his original size, sort of gazing over and up in awe. Had this being the second true giant he's ever actually met.
You must be the one that set up the agriculture.
Yes, this is my work. One of peaceful intentions to cultivate this place and the life that runs through the veins of Helios. And all of you, you seem very different from travelers I have met previously. Who might you be?
We're not exactly from here.
We've traveled far.
Cobweb is going to march over confidently, his chest puffed out. He shrunk down, BTW.
Alright. Just gonna replace you.
His chest puffed out with comical pomp as he marches over and introduces himself. Greetings! I am the great runesmith, Lord Cobweb of High Shire. My coterie here and I are, we're kind of lost. We're from the surface.
High Shire. Of the surface. You are certain of this?
I'm pretty sure.
Mic on.
Why do I feel like we're about to be attacked?
Very much so.
If you're looking for attackers, you will not find one in me. I have gone by many names throughout time, but as of the present, you may refer to me simply as an observer.
Observer, we merely seek shelter from the orc storm above, and we mean to find safe passage to the southern Auroran kingdom.
Southern Aurora.
Yes.
I am quite intimately familiar with the capital. I can set you on the right road, but it is one of treacherous nature. I offer solutions, and you may choose how you wish to approach it. As for the time being, your injuries are grave. If you would allow me to put a roof over your heads, we can discuss things further and get to know one another in civil conversation.
If it's not too much to ask.
Not at all.
If
Company these days is difficult to come by.
and we have found very few allies here.
If you've come seeking allies, the wild areas here are scarce to offer such a thing. Everything here seeks to survive, and conflict imminently comes with the threat of survival. But come, I will show you to my abode, and you may rest.
Thank you. Just making sure to grab all her stuff before we move out.
Jax
Naturally.
is whispering under his breath as we walk, just fee, fi, fo, fum.
Don't be rude.
Yeah, what is it? Cobweb, even though he's like bruised, bloodied, and he has a shiny rock jammed into his eye socket. He's still chipper as ever, asking a flood of a million questions to the observer. Hey, where'd all the giants go? Why haven't I seen any on the surface? What? those are the main two.
What's your favorite
Okay.
snack?
You berate him with questions, and he has a very calm and stone straight demeanor, and he does humor many of them.
You speak of the surface. Few of us have ever had the pleasure of walking it after blood was spilt across the world so long ago. Are you native to the outer world?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe so.
Born and raised.
An interesting origin. You surely have many unique tales from your experiences.
If you're willing
As
to
for-
listen.
Of course. I will listen, I will observe, I will take note of the company I have offered my roof. And
What do you
before
know of
long-
angels?
Oh, go ahead.
What do you know of the angels?
The angels are a part of Helios, much like the structure you see above our heads, offering us limited protection from the rainfall. They are an interesting bunch. I know little.
All we've
That's what they
experienced
do.
from them has been bloodshed of our own.
Many
They
of them in
seem to
pursuit
take
of our
the role
home.
of... I have heard. Of recent events, I am not up to speed. My home lies among the wilds now. My time participating in worldly affairs has passed. I seek to aid life rather than hinder it. Fighting is no longer within me.
Well, sometimes the
hope
mark of a true warrior is not knowing when to swing a weapon, but knowing when not to swing.
Your people. Did you lose them in the genocide?
We lost many. But, like many other races, we have survived and have pursued still. The inside world is benevolent in many ways, destructive in others. Understanding its nature is how we've persisted. Given that you claim to be from the outside world, the nature of this place may be lost on you. But do know that the wounds from genocide have healed substantially, and many of the races brought to the brink of extinction have walked back from such a ledge. My people are among them.
Tell me,
Oh,
do you know of any nations that ever encountered the Angel of Death directly?
He slows his pace a little bit and looks towards you. There's a single brow that is raised.
Angel of Death.
Yes.
The only mention I have in recollection of this Angel of Death is one in passing. One heard secondhand from our Farseer, who describes the orchestrator of the actions of the angels. One truly to be wary of, all the same.
A wolf in
Any-
sheep's clothing.
For such a description, many have been given to the pen described on the outside world. One I can safely assume is your home.
Yes.
A troubled life you have lived. Perhaps the inside shell will offer you solace.
I don't think there's much solace for us as long as our family is dying on the surface.
Nah. Speak for yourself. I'm definitely safer down here than I was up there.
We still need to get to Fulcrum.
Fulcrum.
Yes.
I'm unfamiliar with such a term. However, if you're heading towards the southern capital, I do offer a potential passage. But it is treacherous and teeming with life that would soon rather see you rended.
I know it's a little off topic, but some of us were injured. I think you can see the mark on Dagny's cheek, and the attempt on my life across my throat. These wounds refuse to shut. Do you know of anything that could help?
He looks to your wounds and brings a close gaze upon what you describe, and then eventually stands back up and shakes his head. My former profession is one with tinkering. I was quite accomplished in my craft. So much so that I personally made many advancements. Medicine, however, is something I am less privy of. Although I have dabbled in tinkering of the flesh, there is nothing left in such a pursuit but regret. I may not be able to assist you in such a wound, but there are natural ailments found throughout these trees that may at least alleviate the pain associated.
Worth asking. You never know.
It's at this point where there's a lower descent into these vented caverns where you can see there's a large hut that is perched atop one of these heliostone gnarls. It's large enough for someone like a stone giant to be able to live in comfortably. For someone like yourselves, it's more like a very large pavilion. And you can see that there's humble livings. Most of this hut is constructed from completely natural materials. It's woven vine and tree trunks that are arranged into something of a semicircular structure. You can see a smoke hole at the center of the domed roof, and to someone like himself, it is merely a campfire. To you, it's more like a bonfire, offering a wealth of warmth and comfort. And there's a whole host of racks on the inside that seem to have freshly harvested crops. You can see that there's more of this crisscross structure of tree branches that are strung along more prevalently in this area that are growing a whole variety of glowing, vibrant plants. It's evident that there's a lot of crops around here that none of you have ever noticed or really observed before. You can see that he's well established in agriculture. And going off of the group's passive perception, unsurprisingly, Arethal, you notice this first as he leads the way. You take notice to his left arm, particularly his fist and his wrist. You can see that it is wrapped very tightly in vines, almost in this dried, treated vines, as to give something of a gauntlet. But you can see every now and again when the light hits it just right, between the wrappings just underneath, there's a shimmer of something metallic. And you can surmise that beneath those vines, it looks like he has a metal hand.
Cool.
A war wound?
You just saying that out loud?
I mean, yeah.
He stops in his tracks a few paces from reaching his hut, and without even looking back towards you, he raises his fist, clenched tightly. One of regret. One of reform.
Is that what this is? your agricultural journey, all the plants here? Is it an attempt at repentance?
A course correction. I was never a soldier, nor an avatar, but I created things which I poorly understood at the time.
You?
One that had properties that in the inside world we did not understand. Of course, we couldn't have known such things. Not until it was too late.
Did you have a hand in creating the avatars?
He turns towards all of you.
The avatar technology was not my creation. That goes to the credit of the Farseer. It was the succession of my pursuit after it was deemed a failure.
The robots. The Warforged. Dagny, that facility, the place that you were talking about, like in the lair. Those creatures.
Yeah, she'll pull out those stronghold notes again. Sorry, I gotta find it again.
I'll give you a second to dig through that.
Yeah.
I assume everyone is filing into the hut to have some solace.
Yeah, I'm still on the pressure vents. Did the map change?
No, we're still on here. The hut is within the lower pressure vents, so you're where you're supposed to be.
Yeah. Okay. Cobweb walks in, takes his boots off, and makes himself at home.
Nadira, are you still in your wild shape? Or are you coming out of it at this point?
No, I'll stay in it. Might as well just ride it out.
Man, you're tall as fuck in that too, aren't you?
Honestly,
I think, yeah, she's counted as a large creature.
count as a large creature. Why? How big's a large creature?
And with that, everyone is able to file in and indulge on the reprieve that this observer offers you within his abode. It's more than enough for someone of his own size. For you, it's nothing short of a banquet. And given it has been a long day's worth of travel, and you can see that the sunlight from above is dwindling into merely sporadic rays of light that occasionally come through the canopy up above. It's something that resembles nighttime, although, of course, in the inside world, what that really means is entirely subjective. As you all lick your wounds, breathe a sigh of relief, and lower your guard at last, and you all long rest.
Nice.
Yeah.
And let's do a 15-minute break.
Cool.
So like 9:22. All right.
My bones didn't feel so good. My piss break. Yeah, whatever.
I mean,
good?
just don't talk for the next like
Yeah, I'm
4
good.
minutes, and you can go take a piss break.
That's fair.
I shall get the shit bucket from Battlefield Threat.
Oh no.
Do you have like a Gatorade or something nearby?
God, no, I'm.
Oh, shut the fuck shut.
All right.
You hurt my soul.
Ugh.
Mic off.
Good.
Throughout time, you all take several hours to get some well-needed reprieve, and you rest your weary bodies and ease your minds as there's finally a friendly place to hang your hats. The observer, as you've referred to him, has taken some time to harvest a lot of the vines and fruits and various agricultural pursuits that are around his hut. You can see that he definitely has been here for a good few years at least.
Mic on.
And makes short work of all of the very large amount of harvesting to be done. For someone like yourselves, it's an all-day job. For someone like him, the time it took for you to rest was all he needed. And the banquet he has been added to. And all of you are finally able to stretch yourselves as you once again come to finally having some rest in a place like this, as you found yet another ally, seemingly. Although, one thing is curious. Let's see. Yeah, you could obviously, Najir, you would come out of wild shape to a long rest. You can see after a while, the observer would bring back the fruits of his labor, literally, and surveys his guests. And his eyes fall onto you, and he seemingly locks up for a moment, and he just stares you down for an uncomfortable amount of time. His eyebrows a bit raised, but says nothing.
Staring at me?
Yeah.
Yes, you.
He's wondering where the hot rock went.
Hello? And I just, like, do this weird, like, awkward toothy, awkward chipmunk smile.
I don't believe you've given me your name.
I'm Nadira.
His expression quivers for a moment.
I see.
Whoa, what was that? What was the look?
He takes a moment to look over at a far alcove of this hut, particularly up above your heads. You can see that there are rafters above you, and there's many crates that are wrapped in vines, but beneath the vines you can see that they have a much more industrial complexion to what you're typically used to seeing in a place like this. Let me see. Nadira, why don't you're kind of seeing as his glance falls onto there for a moment, curious what he's staring at. Why don't you roll history with advantage?
Oh, I hate myself.
You got
Hey,
this.
you get advantage.
There you go.
And it worked.
Oh fuck, that's a crit.
Mm-hmm.
She learns exactly what type of wood the box is made of.
That's cherry mahogany, isn't it?
There's a deep crawling in the back of your mind, as though something long tucked away in the recesses of your head begin to churn, and you instantly go from this well-rested and somewhat calm demeanor to something of discomfort as your heart begins to race a little bit. These crates are extremely familiar to you. You can see that there's a bit of a hasty job as there's some parchments that are sticking out. You can see something that resembles parchment of a very high quality, also very familiar, and you can see a depiction of what looks like a diagram.
That motherfucker.
What's
Fuck
more,
that bug.
you can see
Not a bug, but
there's some handiwork on the side of this crate and an insignia, one of Claymora.
Where did you get that?
His glance once again goes upwards.
That is the weight I carry. My past.
You were at
I
Claymora?
lost-
Dagny, you didn't make that connection.
I lost people there too. We got split up before the genocide.
I know. I remember you.
What?
What? Do I remember him? Do I know what's going on?
Is he an ex-boyfriend or something?
Going off of your previous crit, now that you're taking some time to really study him, and now that you're seeing the box, your heart races a bit further as he suddenly becomes extremely familiar. This was a professor at Claymora, one that you've had.
Oh my, how? I promise I turned in all my homework. Just kidding.
I lied. I flunked.
How? What?
What's going on?
How did you get down here? How did you survive?
I understand that the history of the inside world is lost on you, given your survival is much different to mine. There was a figure who was something of a savior, one that directed us towards a large heliostone humanoid that opened a gate. The remnants of humanity traveled through it and ended up here.
Creature of
So there's-
Heliostone. You speak of a praetor?
That is correct. They referred to it as the Praetor of Freedom.
Do I remember ever seeing any structures resembling, even statues of things resembling praetors on campus?
There's no recollection of praetors until recent events. Whatever he's talking about was something that you weren't around to see. Oh, hold on a second. My headset just died. That's not good.
R.I.P.
There we go. Sorry about that.
So there's could be more survivors down here. Other people who made it out.
Yes. They divided themselves into the northern and southern capitals. All survivors of the outside world are now here.
What?
With the exception, of course, seemingly for your kingdom.
They called us lab rats.
They believed that the existence of Highshire was no accident. No kingdom could simply persist on the outside when genocide was in full swing.
They really called us a pen. But we were prevented from death because of a coda.
A coda?
I don't think it was a coda. I don't think a coda had access to that energy, maybe.
The veil that protected all of Highshire, especially the Pillar of Commandments, kept anything from coming in until I broke it with the cartographer core.
The veil was not her power. It was the power she seeked and used us to get to.
This Akoda you talk about, what exactly is she?
The angel of death's disguise.
I see.
The wolf in sheep's clothes.
And so its pseudo-identity is finally revealed.
It is.
It didn't help that the avatars from this planet, or this part of the planet, were raining down and killing our people.
It also
The observer
didn't help
looks away as you begin to describe that. It seems like the longer this conversation goes on, the more uncomfortable he becomes.
It also didn't help that one of them was able to summon our cartographer core, as if they met a startographer before.
He looks back at you.
The Farseer.
Fulcrum?
I know nothing of that name.
What is the Farseer exactly? Is that the leader of the Auroran Dawn?
No. But one that assisted to found the Auroran Dawn, alongside two twin kings. I presume you are not acquainted.
We the group before, it only recently came to light. I kind of go through the events of how my group in the beginning was able to get these sort of visions of the future, but it turns out it was just something from the comprehension engine before Ceratoth was attacked. Just for the sake of brevity.
Yeah, you're describing that to him?
Yes.
Yeah, he has this cold look as he takes in your words, and he abates his stare. When I decided to continue my life out here, I left all of that behind. I, from the very beginning, only sought to persist life. And I thought the way to do that was to create an army that, should it fall, there would be no casualties. Perhaps if I had pursued this on the outside world, that would have come to fruition. But pursuing such a thing in here was a fool's errand. They were reliant on creating constructs to create an army. But through my work as an accomplished artificer, as time progressed, I began to notice the work that I continued, everything that I had come to discover for myself in that university on the outside world.
They perverted it.
Not necessarily, no. The automatons here that I created took on different inherited properties as time progressed. It started small, with them slightly defecting or misunderstanding the runtimes I put in their heads. And then as time progressed, they began to act increasingly out of order.
They became intelligent, self-aware.
We forged them for war, but as time progressed, they simply wanted to live.
Such is the will of Helios.
Precisely.
Seems there can't be war without death.
No.
That is why they resided to creating avatars. The perfect solution to this conundrum. But it is a technology I did not coin. It is one of the Farseer.
This Farseer, what do they look like?
An elegant woman in this decadent golden dress and white pale skin. And an otherworldly complexion almost. Although I never met her in person. Only the kings, briefly, as I was one of their chief explorers in this pursuit.
Golden armor.
I have a question for you. Did you know about the war declared on our kingdom?
By the time such a thing came to light, I had already parted ways with their pursuits for reclamation.
Do you know?
I've been out here for some time, but I knew of Highshire. They spoke of it frequently.
Do you know of anyone that would have opposed that?
Would have opposed Highshire?
No, a war on Highshire.
They all did.
Why
Until
did they attack?
they understood that there was a power at the center of the kingdom. And it was guarded seemingly by an angel. The angel, as they seem to refer. And for a time they dared not touch the kingdom, for to reach for that power was to anger the angel of death.
They called us angel-worshipping lowborn.
On the assumption that everyone that was within those walls of the Highshire kingdom were indoctrinated by the angel.
And if they had no idea that the one they worshipped was an angel, and had no idea who they were?
Indoctrination is a tricky subject.
It can manifest in many ways. And assuming that they attempted to negotiate with your kingdom, they would have no way of knowing if they were speaking to someone truly convinced in the error of their ways, or if they were speaking to the Angel of Death herself, wearing sheep's clothing. Where she may have lied within the ranks of Highshire was unknowable. They had to assume all of them a threat.
And what's to say these two kingdoms aren't also being protected by an angel itself?
Or manipulated as we were.
He stands a bit taller.
King Norius Leandros of Aurora North and King Palmerin Sidonis of Aurora South are good men. I can attest to that personally.
But what of the woman who manipulates them?
Manipulation. Watch your tone.
The way you describe her, she almost describes exactly like Akoda does, with blonde hair.
Sounds like a wife.
Her hair is pure white. For one thing. And for another, she does not dare assume control of the kingdom. She merely gives them insight to the world beyond. And worlds beyond this one.
Okay, so I think we might have glossed over something important there. You said that they stayed away from Highshire because they were afraid of their angel's retribution. So what changed?
He has a haunting stare as he looks towards you, Cobweb.
Something they referred to as the Omen. Something came to Helios on the outside. One that threatens all life. And we have technological advancements to fight such a thing, but as the war effort up in the Northwest continues, it's a slowly losing fight. The only way to have a chance to put this threat to rest was to harvest the power within Highshire.
And you would have committed genocide to do that.
Me? Of course not. I refuse to take life.
Then why would the kingdoms do such a thing? They're so desperate, and yet they couldn't talk to people? As if we're non-thinking beings?
If you have no idea where the Angel of Death resides, any person you dare speak to is risking all within the inside world.
So you would have wiped it off the face of the earth as opposed to that.
The alternative is facing global extinction.
We were looking to pursue that. We were wondering about what was going on in the Northwest.
You all would have no way of knowing this, but there are certain people who we've discovered have been able to peel back the veil.
Startographers who created this, though it is in slight disrepair, and she will summon the Cartographer Corps.
You raise your hand and summon it.
Believe me, it was not in such a state like this before we came down here.
It protected us from a lethal encounter.
And with the help of the Startographers, we were able to break the seal that guarded the power within the Pillar of Commandments.
A fascinating object.
May I? And he extends a large stony hand.
I mean,
as long as he's not an angel, it shouldn't blow him away.
I will allow him to take it.
He takes a gentle grasp and looks at it closely. You can tell that the thoughts behind his eyes begin racing, as this is well within his profession. And you can see he adjusts a few parts of the base as he toys around with it. and there's these sparks that come up as a result. Incredible. Only the height of the world we lost could have created such an object.
Sartographers were the one who created it. They would upgrade it as we met them. That is why we seek Fulcrum in the Southern Kingdom. They're the only one who can repair it.
And so that is why you seek to travel south.
Yes.
I may have a solution for you yet.
Yes?
The most help I can offer you is unsealing the entrance, but I will not enter it. That will be for you to take your steps into one of the old manufactorums for which I once prided my work. In the heart of it, there lay a rail system. You will need to repair it and fuel it. But should you find yourself successful in doing so, it will give you fast travel to the southern areas.
If it's the best course of action without falling into danger.
You will fall into danger.
But any more so without it.
You have the advantage of time using this system. And given the turbulent nature of Helios up top, and the droning of the Aurora Navy overhead, I would suggest going through this rail system.
Daddy's just gotta look to everyone else.
He's not wrong. We need to be quick. Everything we know on the surface is probably burning down and people fighting. Though I have a question, another one.
You have but to ask.
You know we're not angel worshippers. Do you think we could convince the rest of the Auroran Dawn that open an actual dialogue, try for at least some peace, now that the Angel of Death has revealed himself?
I cannot speak on behalf of Aurora. I cannot speak on behalf of the kings. Nor for this fulcrum figure you seek out. That is for them to decide. As for myself, understanding what truly is or is not an angel worshipper may not be within my ability to fully grasp. It seems as though in times like this the definition is rapidly changing. One thing is for certain, your intentions are noble, and you seek to only distribute violence when necessary. I once thought like you did.
Then let me ask you this. Of the two kings, who would be the easiest to talk to?
He thinks for a good while. They both have always sought reason. Where you are heading now to Aurora South, the second king would be the best way to gain a fast audience from someone of your profile. King Sidonis is benevolent in many ways.
Sidonis. Why would he say... Why would someone say that King Sidonis is dead?
He looks towards you and his expression intensifies a bit. Dead? Well, pray to Helios that is not the case. I do not hear much of current events out here anymore. If he has fallen, this will make your journey more complicated.
I think she kind of will take a second for herself. And she is going to cast Sending to Fulcrum.
Okay.
And she's really going to just say, Fulcrum, last we were told that the second king was dead. Is this true?
It pings out, and you feel a connection established. And after a moment, there is a reply.
Your words are true. The second king has fallen, projecting himself to another world. And then the cord was cut.
No. She just keeps thinking of that figure that was in the golden armor, though she knows it was feminine.
And this was also a feminine voice as well.
Yeah. Fulcrum says the king died trying to project and the cord was cut.
The observer, you can see that there is trouble on his face, and he quickly looks away and is silent. You can see that in the heaving of his chest there is grief.
Who would do such a thing?
I don't know. But I suppose you owe it to yourselves to find out now.
I may have an idea. B-Man.
Yes.
I would like to ritual cast Commune.
Oh?
And before it actually, goes out, just to be sure I don't hurt myself, I am going to use the Echo.
You channel this ability to echo your commune to the core of the planet as it resonates throughout all Helios, inside and out. And to everyone watching, you see Erethal's chest glows very brightly, an almost angelic complexion among his skin. And as it completes, your spell is cast. What would you like to do?
Well, we want to know who killed the second king, correct?
Yes.
So that will be my first question.
Okay.
Let me... Who is responsible for the second king's death?
Okay, hold on one second. Okay, I see. We have 3 questions here. Okay. You commune with your ever-evolving perception of your god, and it goes out, and you feel a omnipotent sentience receive your query. And as if the breath of all of the Heliostone around you resonates collectively as it speaks as one, you can feel this burning in your chest brighten. And to everyone watching, Erethal's eyes glow white. And then a flash, briefly, of purple. Erethal, you see devastation in a vision that comes thrusting into your mind. A great sum of land erupting as something crashes into the planet. Something with a trajectory from beyond this world. Something that has been awakened, following a trajectory of something that had just left this planet only moments before, comes trailing back along and crashing down. There's no mistaking it. You're watching the Omen crash to Helios.
The Omen killed him.
What?
And for context, you did see this. And then afterwards, this. Something projected out of Helios, and then something coming crashing back.
So, the psychic disturbance is what killed him? The scream?
The scream was him.
The scream. Are you referring to one that echoed in your minds?
Yes.
No. Here in my solitude, I've heard it as well.
Does anyone have any questions? Just because I do have 2 more of them.
Is the Omen some sort of entity from another world?
You're asking. Oh, you're. Is that when you are referring? Well, is that going to be your second question, Arethal?
Yes. I mean, I am taking suggestions, so.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so you're asking that out towards your deity.
Yes. And I will tell the others what I see if it's a vision or what I hear if it's a voice.
There's a similar resonation in all the Heliostone around you, quivering collectively as you can feel a vision be thrust into your mind once again, querying on if this Omen is what you describe as a otherworldly entity. And there's visions that come flashing into your mind. They're incredibly detailed, and they're all flashing at once, and it all seemingly happens within a fraction of a second. But you can see that there is something that is coming through the sky, something that has an arrangement of almost folded appendages along one another, something with a series of oscillating rings, and it is bathed in this white crackling power you recognize as cosmic energy. And you look off and you can see that there is a trajectory that is heading from space, but from exactly where is not clear. The answer to your question is a resounding yes. But for as otherworldly as it is, there's still a tinge of familiarity, as if something very loosely tied to Helios itself, but something else.
Is there a way to send this entity back?
I like that one.
All right, and that's what you're going to ask, Arethal?
Unless anyone has any objections. Going once, going twice, and sold to Dagny.
All right. You ask if there's any way to get rid of this Omen and send it back to whence it came. There's a stillness in the Heliostone around you this time. You can feel a bit of coldness, as if the deity you are speaking to has a shudder of what you can best describe as fear. Not just for itself, but for the lives dependent on it. It seemingly doesn't have a good answer. It doesn't know.
It's unclear.
Wow, that's fucking foreboding.
Doesn't know.
Good lord.
And as the spell ends, I assume the fucking paralyzed for one turn just falls face first.
Sure.
Oh fuck.
The
You
spell's
fall backwards and you can feel a harsh rush of hot energy is tingling your skin.
Okay. Cobweb is going to roll Aerithal up in a blanket and put him on one of the comically large dining chairs.
pretty sure it's only for like a turn or two.
And then proceed to sit on the comically large
It's
chair and
for.
dangle
I
his
think
little
it's like for
CDs.
1 minute you're paralyzed.
I'd like to go up to the observer.
Yeah.
Can any chance I could go through that box? And I obviously point to the one with all the Claymora things.
He gives you something of a low nod after a while. Perhaps it is better in your hands than to continue to weigh down on myself. Please, be at home to sift through it as you see fit and take whatever you would like.
I think it's a little high for my short ass to reach. Could I get some assistance?
Go Gadget extendo legs.
He stands up and with a single arm reaches into the rafters and grabs this pretty large crate with but a single hand and would lower it down with a hard metallic clunk onto the ground, giving you access.
Thank you. And by any chance, did you happen? I know it was chaos, but obviously all of us were running for our lives. Any chance you saw anybody? I mean, I know I was kind of a terrible student. Sorry about that. Your class was great and all. Any chance you saw any of my friends make it out?
There were many that had fled in all manner of directions, but it is safe to assume that there are survivors who had attended Claymora who ultimately found themselves in the care of the Twin Kings and the Farseer, and ultimately ended up here. And for those with a lifespan to withstand the last 137 years, perhaps they still roam here. Or, at the very least, their descendants. Should you travel to these capitals, you may yet find people from your past. Just be wary of what digging up your past may do.
Yeah, I can't say I have any strong urge to relive those days. You know, it's as fun as running and screaming while everybody dies is. I think it's more just needing to know that maybe there's somebody else who made it out. Obviously we did, but
In your perspective on living on the outside world, under the wings of an angel is something that will garner strong opinions. I certainly hope that it ultimately serves to steer everyone on a righteous path.
well, you escaped death once, you can do it again, right?
Perhaps. Time will tell.
Thank you for this. And I take the box and just go like sit to rifle through it.
Okay. I'll get back to you in a minute here.
Cool beans.
Yo. Anyone else doing anything at the moment?
While I have a minute with him, I'm just gonna go ahead, reach into the bag of holding, and sort of pull all the notes that we found, well, the notes that I found in the old stronghold, the comprehension engine, the notes on Heliosic angels and the disambiguation. Just show him those.
He takes a look at all those, and there's a lot of recognition on his face. particularly with the comprehension engine.
Well, this... This is quite something. Startographers. There was many mention among Glamora and their pursuits, as if they had a unwavering hand on the trajectory of humanity. Perhaps too much so for the likings of the angels, evidently. I never did quite get to see exactly what all of their pursuits within what you're showing me here amounted to, but for a world fallen, perhaps it matters little.
They've taught us much. Though with the angels attacking, they had to scatter themselves. It was said there was a dissenter among their ranks.
He waves a hand dismissingly.
Either way, what they did in the past, or choose to do in the present, is not for me to judge. I prefer not to think of such things. I have done more than enough in my lifetime.
How long have you been down here?
Since the beginning.
I'd imagine you'd have much knowledge to share of the inside, more than we'd even be able to collect.
I simply was focused solely on my academic pursuits, trying to apply them to pursue a better tomorrow for humanity. Clearly that was not the direction to take.
Seems to have always been that way, brother against brother.
He stands up from his current position.
Judge the actions of those in the past however you see fit. If you are intent on heading towards the southern capital, come find me. I will be tending to my vines, and I will give you an avenue to walk. Until then, may your thoughts be your own.
And he walks out. You can see he's a bit tensed up, seeing that the past that he has done well to leave behind is now stirring in his head once again.
She just kind of walks to the group and is like, I don't understand pacifists sometimes. Not much can be sold if you're just standing by and doing nothing.
Try living through an entire genocide and then saying that again. And I just looked at like Dagny hard stare right in the face.
Oh.
Yeah, but he didn't think his past was going to come back and haunt him.
None of us want our past to be coming back. You think we want to wake up every day and see all the dead faces? Everybody running, screaming, hoping they'd make it to a portaling circle? Are you joking? Called bearing your PTSD for a reason.
Bruh.
Like, makes you want to be a little bit of a pacifist, or you're just gonna have major anger issues. I don't blame him.
Ah, the duality of man.
Nevertheless, we have a choice here. We have a direct avenue to the Southern Kingdom now.
So we take it.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. I wanna ask the observer just one more thing.
Well, he's kind of walked off to collect his own thoughts for the moment.
Okay, let's go. I was gonna ask him to put eyes on Tin Petty.
Oh, that's fair.
You. Okay. As much as I know how much you have taken a shine to Tin Petty, do you really want to give him a face right now?
Well, I mean, look, his warrior spirit grows by the day, but his mortal form is constricting. He can't grow like the rest of us. I had to put things on him. He has no mouth. You said it yourself. He has no mouth. That's kind of fucked up.
I mean, see, I'm not sure how to finish this argument.
I mean, it's not an argument. I'm gonna put eyes on him eventually, or try to. I can't do it myself. I'm not good with the techie stuff.
I think what she's trying to mean is that if you start adding features to Tin Petty, he might end up like those core forged and just be its own mindless, not mindless, but its own thing.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Well, I mean, you guys act as if you haven't noticed. I mean, he's already starting to change. I've seen it. I've noticed it in our training sessions.
Learning stuff that he didn't pick up on his own.
You do look over at your bag, and you do see that Tin Petty is not in it. And your eyes quickly dart around to see that Tin Petty has, actually on his own volition, joined Nadira, who is sifting through this crate. And you do see a great manner of things that appears to be work from his past. And here's one of the most prominent things that has many designs.
That's fun.
Oh,
that's weird. I don't know what that is.
Wait a minute, that's a war machine.
Is that who's he wedding?
Mobile artillery.
The observer was involved with the war machines.
I mean, there were representatives who would come to campus, but it was one of those don't ask, don't tell, and you really shouldn't know about things, but, you know, some of my friends were a little too curious for their own good.
We saw remnants similar to this all over the rotting waters. Just sitting in the swamp, rotting away.
I want to fire it.
Oh.
It looks like fun to use.
You can see that he also had some more conceptual drawings, things that were only on the drawing board whenever this note-taking was abruptly cut. You get a depiction of something resembling this.
What?
I look at Tin Petty and just go, this could be you someday.
Don't encourage him.
Some sort of knuckle dragging. Yeah.
Badass.
It's like a shield guardian.
Weirdly enough, its design looks more butlery to me.
It's very
minus the helmet.
I mean, his ornate work is very intricate.
Imagine how good he's gotten at drawing in the last 130 some odd years.
I mean, I don't know what we're going to find along the way, but I mean, is this something you would want? My boy, Meinhagen?
You can see he's looking at the depictions, and although it's a bit more difficult for him to understand conceptually, you know, reading, he is seemingly very fascinated. And as for Nadira, you dig deeper and see that he has dabbled into other disciplines as well. and there's substances that are theoretically on these sheets that could enhance them when properly processed by the inner furnaces of some of these machines. And you even find a bottle that is intact, and you give it a jostle around and find some relevant notes, and you obtain this.
What do I get?
Ooh!
Ooh la la!
Hot damn.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute.
What does the haze do? Oh.
Where the fuck is it?
Who are you?
Hold on.
Thank you.
Okay, there was one potion of a yellowish tinge that we found a while back.
It's piss, mate.
Jarate.
Fuck, what did we find with it? It was one of the other potions that we used. Fuck.
Well, it doesn't sound to me like you ever identified it, so.
No,
Are you gonna try to like
sucks to
compare
suck.
the two?
Yeah, we found it with the oil of etherealness, I think.
Oh god, that was a while back.
I know. This yellowish tinge one, is it similar to this potion of speed?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief. This is like 30 sessions ago. I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
That was so long ago.
I know.
You never identified it. This is a whole loss on your side.
I pocket the potion of speed, and then it's the drawing of the stupid evil golden snitch that I saw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
so
was a drawing of it, or a...
yeah, it was only a passing glance, but you look back towards this, and let me see if I can find that again. Constructs.
Stupid evil golden snitch. I hate that thing.
Yeah, you look back at this, and it is a dead ringer to the autonomous flying construct that had assaulted you back at Claymora. He definitely had a hand in its design. And you think back to this in Claymora and the assault it had on all of you, and how this machine may have played a role in facilitating the death in your previous cartographer patrol. And you think back to how your professor's responsible, what he's done, what he's created, what you've experienced, and everything is becoming a whirlwind that is increasingly raising your heart rate until it's all becoming too much for you to process. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Hey, you're good at that, so you'll be fine.
Shut up! Don't say that! Don't put the bad juju out there. Okay, not terribly, James. I mean, depending what the DC
You're
is.
+8.
Get out of
You
here, bitch.
drop to your knees for a second and you
Don't
look
hate me
towards
'cause you
your
hate me.
skin to see beads of sweat rushing off. You are not in control, and
Oh,
you feel
God.
sick to your stomach, although you suffer no further effects. The past that you've done so well to bury as deep as you can into your head is now brimming to the surface. This door has been opened, and now your steadfast, dismissive nature of your past is no longer so easily dismissed. You are traumatized.
Yeah, you say that again.
Nadira?
Maybe I would just stay back, safe, back, yes, safe, back.
Looking a little green around the gills.
Shut up.
Well, okay then, shit. Well, that's the last time I give a fuck.
Why am I in a blanket?
Oh yeah, so that only lasts like a turn, so you've been in there for like a good like 20 minutes.
Man, this is comfy as fuck.
I just, I kind of take the anger and I use my flame hands to burn the picture to ash.
Using a cantrip.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do so, and you set a small fire within the hut, one that is not sanctioned within the bonfire pit, which I'm assuming all of you are going to take a hand in stomping out, because if not, this whole thing could light up like a candle.
Yeah, I'll use prestidigitation to snuff it.
Oh, well, hold on. Instead, we could, let me see here.
Are you gonna cook with it?
I swear to God.
No. I'm going to use control flames to localize the fire only to that particular picture, allowing Nadira to have her moment of catharsis.
I got you.
She'll have her
Easily
Karlak
done.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now the rage is unleashed.
The
Y'all just don't know it yet.
Time to take a couple levels in Barbarian, I guess.
all I can hear is like a high-pitched version of disrespect your surroundings.
Oh fuck. Alright.
Yeah, I just sit there and mentally watch the world burn.
And physically burn.
And
Alrighty.
physically burn.
Yeah, I got the feeling she's not okay.
We left the emo phase back in high school. You don't need to keep doing this.
I never had one.
I know.
My turn now.
It's my turn with the emo phase.
She's putting on like makeup and everything.
You don't understand.
It's the new Druid reboot of My Chemical Romance. It's My Chemical Rosebud.
Oh shit.
In any case, as time passes, you manage to catch your breath and your heart rate slowly comes down, but that was definitely the opening of something that you're not sure you can close very easily again.
Right.
Tim Petty is, he's taken a few step backs out of concern, seemingly able to identify and respond to some emotional duress. But he has clutched a few random notes in his hands. He's not sure what to do with it because, well, he can't read, but he seems interested nonetheless.
Easily done. Seeing my boy struggling with word letters, Cobweb would take the notes from him, establish a psychic connection with his fledgling mind, and basically, as he sees the letters, I will immediately translate them.
Can I look over Cowboy's shoulder and see what Tim Petty is looking at?
He's got a
some
grocery
rough
list.
notes on specifics on drive shafts and materials for creating one of the war machines, and some ways to distribute the power originating from a power source. The notes on the page seem to allude to it being a keystone, but there's substitutes that are also involved, including a coal furnace, which seems to be commonplace among many of these designs where keystone's not available.
Keystone technology.
Well, my boy, a man's freedom is everything, and if this is what you want, then I will support you 100%. You're gonna make a fine runesmith one day.
He doesn't necessarily have a face to look at you with, but he seems receptive to your words.
Alrighty,
Someone
so
should draw on eyebrows and like eyes on him.
I already have.
We just need to give him a mouth.
He's a little flagon, so I'm gonna say I gave him a piece of charcoal that'll let him draw expressions on himself.
Are you kidding?
And whenever he's mad, he'll just be like drawing eyebrows on.
Draw the eyebrow.
it's what is it, like Doodle Bob?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doodle Bob.
Fantastic. All right, it does canon now. Anyway,
It's canon.
Alrighty,
Jen
so
Betty is my favorite character.
are we going to move on, or
oh right, yeah, the railways. Oh,
See,
fuck.
my brain imagined it more like Mr. Potato Head, where you like put them on.
Oh yeah.
Prepare to meet Mr. Angry Eyes.
Oh god. some time would pass and you collect yourselves as both emotional turmoil and curious fledgling curiosity conclude. And the observer is among his business in the far recesses of this chamber, seemingly working in a alcove to himself, his back clearly to all of you.
Observer?
He calls back without even looking over. Have you decided your course?
Yes.
I see. What do you wish to do?
You said there was a rail system we could use.
On the far end of a manufactorum. Yes. It's in a state of disrepair. It will be up to you to get it operational. And there will be obstacles in the way.
What must we do?
Find your way to the rail. And I would imagine it would need some maintenance checks, which notes may be available. And a fuel source. We seldom ever store fuel within the pods until they're ready to be used. For those inside of the manufactorum, it is unlikely you will find a keystone. Thus, you will need to find a source of coal to fuel the furnace within the train.
How far away is this coal?
You won't find any within the heliostone making up the pressure vents, but there, in theory, were reserves within the manufactorum as mentioned. It'll be up to you to locate it and make use.
Seems simple enough. Any idea what might be living down there?
My work.
Constructs?
Yes.
Fuck.
Oh,
Any weaknesses?
Thinks for a moment.
Hard to say. Your average man could have any number of things floating through his head. These now sentient creatures mirror us. And the Warforged rebellion was not kind to their perception of humanity. It is unlikely they will welcome you with open arms.
And yet you were able to calm them with a mere sentence.
stone giant illusion magic.
The work of a powerful charm on shallow minds.
He said you have a shallow mind.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I didn't hear shit.
Well, the only person that was affected was Dagny, and the Warforged, of course.
I will admit, charms aren't exactly my strong suit.
Plus all the blood loss. Well, I mean, I guess the only thing I can really ask is, do you think, are there tools available down there, or do you maybe have a spare set?
There are many tools of the trade within the manufactorums. What is your intent of use?
Well, you said that it needs maintenance. There's no telling if as long a time has passed as you say, there's no guarantee that anything down there's in working order.
For the sake of operating the train, you should find what you need. It is unlikely the Warforged were willing to take it. Operating machinery was scarcely within their capabilities.
Yet war was.
It was programmed in their minds.
Very one-minded creatures, I suppose.
That was their prerogative as constructs of the Auroran Dawn.
And if they're alive now, maybe they can learn.
They certainly had a language of their own, the ones that pursued us.
Yeah.
The detachment of automatons that chased you were a rogue cell. There are many like them. They find strength in numbers, at least the ones that are smaller.
That doesn't mean that doesn't mean that they're capable of. They're not capable of learning.
Well, they are capable of learning a threat when they see it.
We weren't
They attacked
presenting
us first.
We really weren't presenting a threat. We were trying to come peaceably. They attacked without reason. Just the mere fact that we were human.
Perhaps that is an obstacle you are supposed to overcome.
Well, I mean, if their whole deal is persecution by the Aurorans, then aren't we kind of on two sides of the same coin?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, they were treated as objects, and forced into a war that they didn't want. Does that sound familiar to anyone here, or? There is common ground if you just look.
And yet, instead of stopping learning to fight all together, they maintained it.
Well, if they've known only constant battle and became sentient during those battles, it's not a stretch to say that it's all they know.
She'll just kind of look at the observer and then... Well...
He says nothing back.
We'll try something new.
Even an old dog can learn new tricks. So where's this manufactorum at?
At the far end of the pressure vents. I can lead you there, and I can open the entrance, but no more.
Understood.
Alright, let's shit
when
and
you
get.
are ready. I presume everyone is packing up and is taking the observer's offer.
Yes.
We're going on a trip.
And for time's sake, we can keep going. We can end partially way through the next segment, so it's no trouble.
Okay.
Alright, let's go.
All right. Give me just a moment here to load some shit.
I'm just gonna grab an item that is that's on Dagny and just cast light on it so she has an ability to see. in case it does get dark enough.
Right.
Better
The
safe than sorry.
Yeah, the light coming from the vents above is enough to see from clearing to clearing, and eventually the height difference between the floor and the ceiling begins to lessen, and eventually, after about 2 hours worth of travel, you come towards what looks like a large sheer rock wall at one of the far ends of the vents, where it just seemingly comes to an end, and there's nothing beyond it. However, the observer continues walking forward still, and applies his hand to a smooth surface for a while, and begins feeling around for a little bit. And after a while, his hand stops, and you can see him mutter something to the stone, where there's seemingly an invisible ward that reveals itself and dissipates. Afterwards, his careful hand quickly clenches into a tight fist, and with a great display of strength, would drive his fist straight into the wall. And a hole big enough for you to walk through is created.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Fucking baller. Anyway, after composing himself, Cobweb would walk through the entrance, taking point with his crazy goblin eyes. Or eye, I guess. Fuck.
Yeah. As Dagny is stepping through the man-made hole, she's just gonna look at the stone that he punched through. Does it just look like regular man-made stone, or is it something else?
Why don't you roll nature?
Yeah, I had the same question. Are we talking helio stone, regular stone? What kind of stone are we working with here?
Dan, you can roll with advantage with Nadira's aid, since
It's not a
both
boulder, it's a
crying.
rock.
18.
Looking closer, you can see that there is some carefully imitated stone that seems to trail off from what at one point was the natural rock formations. It definitely was sealed by man, presumably the observer. Some sort of movement of stone. It may be a bit transmogrified in some way or transmuted. Definitely very convincing in its complexion.
What?
Just look at it.
To be expected of a stone giant.
This is where I leave you. Take charge of your destinies.
Alrighty, see ya. And
I
the Jax
presume
just
you're all
walks
heading
in.
right in.
Yeah.
Take charge of your destiny.
that a
Cobble's
lot,
like,
you know?
no, I'm alright. And he goes to become a farmer or some shit.
So are we gonna try to sneak through? What are we trying to do here?
Well, we don't even know what we're dealing with right now, but...
No, that's probably smart. Sneaking through.
Taking your first steps into here, you can see that there is some well-crafted masonry that forms a stone brick floor that has adorning pillars and an arched ceiling. And intermittently slotted into this stonework is patches of what look like metallic panels that have pipes and strange bits and bobs that are some form of artifice that sprawl out from them. This does give some familiar tones to the refinery that you had once tread in the Isle of Contempt. There's a similar line of work that goes to the nature of this place. And you walk further inside.
We walked-
factory.
Oh, we walked in from back here. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Hey, remember the last time we all just charged forward into something?
Alrighty, we open the doors at the same time and just
right.
run through immediately.
Cobweb is going to make sure to observe the floors and walls for traps as they...
All right. Yeah, roll investigation as you scan the room.
Oh, shit. All right.
I would like to look for if there's even any small remnants of coal in this area. I know we're gonna need more, but...
Okay. Why don't you roll investigation as well?
I'm terrible at that. You really
I
don't
was
want me
looking
to.
for signs of danger. You are looking for signs of a fuel source as well.
Guys, look out, there's a crack on the floor.
Oh, no.
Battery low.
Is that statue anything specific or just...
So approaching this statue, and this is independent of the checks, there's a bit of a
Charging
soft
battery.
metallic rattle that is coming from it. And as you approach, and there is some very faint light that is given off by anybody who has their chest exposed. And you can see that within its grasp, this statue has clutched tightly a elegant-looking sword.
That's a trap.
And
Yeah, do not touch.
you can see as you approach, although it is tightly gripped within two stone fists, it does rattle more excitedly. as though to have an urge to break free from its grasp and do as it pleases. However, it stays gripped tightly. It does not move further.
That's a trap if I've ever heard of a trap.
Alright, which door you want to open?
The man.
Yes.
Can I put my ear against the door and try to perceive what's going on the other side of the door, or if it's just silent?
Sure. You can roll perception.
23.
Jesus Christ.
This is a hearing-based check.
Yeah.
And you apply your ear to this door in an attempt to hear beyond it. And as Cobweb had failed to notice, there was a faint sigil that would light up as your ear makes contact. And there is a shifting of stone as this sword breaks free.
We're off to a great start.
Hey, Dagny, look out!
This is a surprise round. It's going for the nearest target, which is Dagny. Let's see. You rolled a 1!
Oh, shit.
That's a shame. Let's see how its secondary thing attack is. It does attack twice. Oh, it still misses.
Oh.
That's a shame. I suppose we can just go round robin from top to bottom for just to save time on initiative. But yeah, the sword is now active as its grip has been released. And top of the initiative is Aerithal. You did hear a great manner of what looks like machinery on the other side of it, but nothing that indicates a present threat, as in something moving around. So nothing much in that department. But you do notice that the sword is free.
Robot is clear. Sounds clear. I will clarify. Sounds clear. Alright, well, we need to destroy this thing. So, I'll make me a deck save. It's probably good at those, but I mean...
What's the DC? 16?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a failure, Chief. Okay.
Okay, and I add my wisdom modifier because of this. I don't know if it already no, it did not. So +4 to that, 12.
Okay, +4.
Yep.
And in one move, it is already looking pretty banged up as the metal has already been singed and it's seemingly a bit dazed by this attack you have administered to it. Jackstal.
Alrighty, dueling time. Just gonna try to... Shit.
That's rough, buddy. You are a bit off guard, so you have this backhand... what is this? Oh, you're using the Tide Cutter. You have this backhand, it goes wide and almost hits Dagny, and you go for a thrust, which almost connects, but this thing is a bit more nimble, even in its damaged state. 2 misses.
Yeah, normally there's a body on the other side I hit.
Dagny.
Go with old reliable.
Punch him.
He's kind of bad at these. 7 damage. Aha!
That would be really ironic if it failed the deck save but passed the insane.
I'd be calling bullshit on that one.
You feel this thing connect with its primitive mind, and it would suddenly freeze in the air, and it glows vibrantly for a second, and would clang against the ground, and stops moving.
Okay.
Anyone else get the feeling that we shouldn't trust that?
Yeah, immediately, Cobweb is going to go over and try to grapple it by the hilt.
Oh, Cobweb.
You pick up this sword, and there's a bit of floatiness as you pick it up, as though you are not just picking up a sword, but you are forcing something that has its own intent of movement to be persuaded by your arms, as it were. As if it resists any motion whatsoever. Which is to say, if you were trying to attack something with this, it would be with disadvantage.
Right on. Using my last use of psychic speech, I'd like to connect with its mind.
Okay.
Or attempt to.
Very well. What are you saying exactly to it?
Well, I'm just trying to see if it's intelligent enough to even be reasoned with.
You can see that in its attacked state, there's not necessarily any string of thoughts or any acknowledgement of you trying to interact with it. It seems to have gone numb, but it is still seemingly withholding a sliver of intelligence. It's not completely dead, so to speak.
Huh. So, we like knocked it out maybe. What the fuck? Alright,
Stormy!
I guess, Cobweb will take out the white dragon leather, and bind the sword using rope, before stowing it on his back.
I see. Now keep in mind this resistance of movement is still present, so you can kind of wrap the leather around the blade, which is going to reduce its ability to hurt you by a substantial amount. Essentially just be beating you with a leather stick if you tried. But the movement speed does give you a 5-foot movement penalty speed if you're going to have it on you.
That's fine. This is a special tool that'll help us later.
If you say so.
This was a tool that will help us immediately bonked on the back of the head.
Alrighty, so which way? Left or right?
The room over here. I didn't hear anyone moving, but there is a lot of machinery. The machinery sounds louder.
I'm assuming it's like a metal door.
Yes.
Alrighty, so I guess try the lock, see if it's locked or anything. Like twist the handle or whatever, or just push.
It is not locked, and the door opens.
Okay.
I guess I'll look for traps as I move forward.
Okay. We should have around, yeah, I'd say, let's see. If you're doing this as you're moving along, we'll make it perception.
I'm good at that.
Quit saying you're good at things.
You do not detect anything that may be an inherent danger. You're a bit distracted by a lot of the twisting and winding of various mechanical pieces that are embedded in the wall between gears and actuators, and these pipes occasionally shudder and release pockets of steam.
Alrighty.
What do these doors look like, by the way?
They're pretty well made, with a unrecognized type of sleek, shining metal that is seemingly built to withstand time.
Casting this on myself, by the way.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
And Jackson, you peer over this corner, and you can see that there is something on what appears to be a rack, like some form of servicing rack. It's a suit of armor, although there is a faint hellish glow coming from within it. And there's a piece of the chest plate that is open, with a couple of minor tinker's tools seemingly wedged inside, as though it was in the middle of being worked on before being abandoned. Although this soft glow does give you a slight unease.
Alrighty, I'll gotta just keep an eye on it as I round the corner.
Very well.
I'll let the gang know too.
Sure.
So everybody try to be sneaky going past fast.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny, Glow.
You
I'm
can
gonna
see
try to
that-
walk quietly past this thing, just so you know.
Very well.
Not being.
Oh,
Oh, there's
hello.
more of them.
You notice that there's multiple alcoves, that these appear to be some form of servicing port, as there is yet another. And
you fucker.
there's several racks over towards the coming left that show more of the sword that you had previously encountered.
Is it on a similar, like, rack or table or something, right? On the swords?
Oh,
They
saw that.
are on open holsters on the wall where they could be easily taken off. It's not like they're being gripped.
Well, okay. Ignore them.
I saw that.
And-
Where'd it go?
This right here is it's a ethereal looking sconce that has been enchanted in some way to be burning for a long period of time.
Oh boy, I wonder if it's enchanted with a continual flame.
And something you see, Jackstol, leading the charge.
Yep.
Just up ahead, there is a dancing of light that is coming from a farther alcove. And interestingly enough, this appears to be sunlight.
Hmm.
You also notice that to your right,
I was just about
there
to ask
is a
about that.
lever which is pulled down. Due to your poor perception roll, you're not sure if this is something that was recently put down or not.
Actually, would this be part of my old perception, that perception check of like how dusty is all this? Does it look like there's a layer of it, or it's been like cleaned technically?
You'd have to get closer to know for certain.
I'm just saying like the entire path we're taking. Just, like in general.
It has a slight amount of dirt to it, but nothing that's innately telling of its neglected age. It's very sifted around, so although dust has settled, it has been disturbed at multiple points.
Okay. I'll let the gang know about the light. So that looks like sunlight. Do we want to go for that or around the corner I'm at and go that way?
There's like 8,000 corners.
The intersection I'm at right now.
I say we split the party. No, please don't hang me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't.
I was like,
Going
swear
on
to
the
God,
meat hook now.
Cobweb.
Excellent idea.
I would like to know if there's something behind us in case, we end up getting stabbed in the back, so let's clear as much as we can behind us before we move forward. So that turn might be a good idea.
That sounds smart. Anybody
Okay.
else? We all good with that?
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Sure.
Oh no. It's off-centered.
Yeah, sorry.
Well,
Uh-oh.
You look over and you can see there is
A
someone
distinguished
watching you.
gentleman.
Or rather something. Noticing your approach, it quickly shuffles off, and there is a door that gets closed pretty abruptly.
That's not suspicious.
So, notice how? Was it like looking at me and then just did like a, oh shit, and then turned around and ran?
It was looking
Or-
in your direction already, as though somewhat expecting you.
Oh, that's never good.
There's a Warforged guy, but much more
should have
refined.
we're kind of expecting that. He did tell us that some of his experiments are here.
yes.
So we move forward and confront that guy.
Oh, come on.
Who's our
Why,
least
though?
threatening member?
You're all kind of fucked at this point between scars or just being creepy.
I am a snake fan.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that has proficiency in persuasion.
Yeah, and my impressive Empyrean physique
I have
would surely
proficiency in
send
persuasion.
shivers down his spine. I don't know, guys. I think we might be out of luck.
Alright,
We're assuming this thing's even gonna talk to us. Like, that's bold.
fuck it. I'm going to ask Dagny to hold my weapons, that way I'm less of a threat. I'll try to talk to it. If we can at least make some friendly gesture towards it without being threatened, maybe we could, have someone who will actually want to talk to us.
I mean, to be fair, it did run away from us.
Holy
What the fuck
shit.
is that?
What the fuck?
You round the corner, and your eyes follow along the source of light, and it reaches its peak. And you can see into the center of what appears to be a large chamber, where directly above appears to be direct sunlight leaking down into this chamber, the center of which has two very large white marble statues that are overgrown with lichen and flora that are creeping into this otherwise completely stone chamber. And you do take a look at the complexion of these very decadent and expertly made depictions of two large men in this brilliant armor, likes of which are unprecedentedly well crafted. You notice the first and the second.
He's a unicorn. Sorry.
No, that was fantastic.
That looks much more dangerous than the guy.
Yeah, I really hope those are not alive and they're just statues.
So, let's not take that chance. And let's talk to the guy. The other Warforged.
Alright, I'm going
like
to...
What the fuck is that?
Before approaching the door, could I make a perception check for any obvious traps?
I believe that's investigation to discern if there's something there, but yeah, roll investigation for that.
Alright.
I was gonna say, like, knock politely before you enter, too.
Well, yeah, no, but I want to make sure that if I knock, it's not gonna fucking detonate me. 17.
Okay. Within the far side of the door, you can see that there is a faint teal glow, flickering as though a light source from a candle or something similar. And although there's no evidence that the door itself is dangerous, you swear you can hear a faint shuffling of something very muffled coming from the other side. Very distant, not just on the other side, but it's very, it's like behind the stone wall rather than the door.
The vibes do not vibe. Cool.
What was
the
that?
fuck?
There is a pitter-patter of metallic footsteps that are behind you as something metallic and humanoid runs by.
They're
Hey,
watching
guys,
us.
these folks don't seem too intent on actually stopping us.
They're running
So
around
far.
like rats.
You're right, but they're also not trying to kill us yet. So I say we take
Well.
advantage of that and just get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah, it might be a good idea not to approach any of them then.
Yeah,
Right,
they
so-
clearly don't want to talk to us, but they're also not. Yeah, you know.
Well, if they do
Well.
try anything.
We're still gonna have to run around and try to find exactly where we're going.
Either way,
So we're
let's-
gonna have
Okay,
to...
does anyone else gonna fucking call out and just say we're friendly? I mean, like, at least try to communicate with them.
The
They
last
know
time
we're
I
idiots.
tried
you
talking
wanna-
to one, they threw a javelin at my ass. I'm
The
not
last
talking
time
to
you
try
them.
talked to one, we physically attacked them.
I didn't attack anybody.
Guys, if we really want to be 2 for 2 on this shit, I mean, be my guest, but like...
Let's just fix this rail system and get to the Southern Kingdom, please.
E.
Show me some
Alright.
movement. Where are you going?
Are these... You said these are vines that are surrounding the statue?
Yes, overgrowth.
Statues?
It seems to ultimately be spanning from above. And you can look from where you are now, and you can see that there is something of a very large vaulted ceiling that has, it almost looks like an intentional design of an opening that leads straight up. And you can see the startings of what look like some sort of crystalline structure. It's unclear if that's just going straight up all the way to the surface, allowing sunlight to come down, or if this is artificial. Difficult to say.
Okay.
Either way, you feel a certain warmth that you do feel when you're outside.
I'm just gonna step up to this barest edge and stick my hand on part of the root, and then I'm gonna cast Speak with... Oh, I didn't want to do this. I'm stupid. Okay, hang on. Sorry, bear with me. Yeah, so I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants. I did not mean to do that. And then I would like to talk to the plants, please.
All right. You can feel a presence within the vines, as though it is all one collective intelligence. And you do feel it respond to you peering into its mind, if you can call it that. You're free to speak.
Right. Shit. What do I want to ask it? Oh, this one's not limited to 3 questions. That's the other one. So I want to ask the plants, if this is real or artificial light.
Okay. It would answer.
This light comes from above, as do we.
I love that for you.
See if all these robots are its protectors or tenders or something.
Are these robots your friends? Do they protect you? Do they harm outsiders?
The things within here are their own devices.
Cool, independent
They do not harm
contractors.
us.
Oh, they don't harm us. Who's us? Us is just us, your plant system?
We, the collective, who grow along the ground and sprawl our fingers to every crevice.
Good for you guys for having ambition like that. Are the 2 statues within your entrapment, are they sentient or are they just for admiration?
They have never moved. They are an anchor for which we flourish.
Okay, that's fabulous news. Any idea, and I mean obviously you're just all-knowing wonderful plants, but any idea what direction a train system may be? Underground system? Do your roots go that far?
We know not of what you speak. Our reach is limited.
That's okay, little guys. I appreciate that. Is there anything else that we want to know while I'm talking to plants?
Are there any other robots nearby?
Like?
That was a lot of questions all at once, Cobweb. I'm not asking what sunlight tastes like.
Oh, come on.
You don't have chlorophyll.
I can dream. I'm green, goddammit.
That doesn't mean
I can do it.
You don't make photosynthesis.
Stop hitting me.
He's just like stomping his feet, clenching his fist.
Dagny, what was your question?
Are there any robots nearby?
Are there any robots nearby? I can see this one creeping around the corner, but I know I technically don't know that.
Many.
What do you think is the best way to get through here?
We know not. We depend on where you wish to go.
Where is there to go?
Everywhere. To grow around every crevice. To expand ourselves. We simply go where we can.
Okay. Well, thank you guys. That was very helpful. Keep growing. Keep showing. You're doing a thing. You're doing the thing.
Thank you. Be at peace.
You too. And then I'm gonna just stroll back and just let them know kind of everything the plants told me.
Sure.
So, essentially all the guys wandering around in here are independent contractors. They fend for themselves, they stand for themselves, so who knows if they really want to fuck our shit up. The two big guys, the big statues over there, haven't moved. The plants just like to wrap it all up in their Kool-Aid. So, hopefully the bitches don't move. Yes, there are lots of robots up in this bitch, so we must be very careful when we proceed with our things. They don't know what direction the train is, but, I mean, we're just gonna have to fuck around and find out.
Observer said it was the northernmost corner?
What?
The observer...
I don't think he said anything
He didn't...
that.
He said it... He gave us a direction, I remember that.
Not to where the train is. He just said it was deep within the manufactorum.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he gave us a direction.
You were confused because he said, what is it? The manufactorum is in it was in
The north.
a far reach of the.
Oh, maybe that's where we got that from.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, with that being said, I'm going to... It seems like this is probably our best bet to get our bearings is to go this, because I'm assuming this area is the center.
Yeah, if these guys are all independent, then I don't think any of them would ever really want to risk attacking us.
Yes,
just
we've
because...
established that.
So I guess I will just walk forward like I know what I'm doing here, like I belong or something. Just try to be like, I'm not trying not to be suspicious and kind of...
Don't be...
I'll avoid the plants, considering I just saw her talk to them and get answers from them.
Okay. You do notice that there is something metallic over towards this area here, and you can see there is a pair of metal legs that are sat down on the ground, crisscrossed. And as you peer your way over, you can get a pretty good look for what is sitting facing the statues.
Oh, Christ on a cracker. Don't laugh at me.
Funny.
I guess I'll just go... Because I'm pretty sure, like, back over this way just leads to more that will lead around here. So I guess I'll just go this way. And continuing on, like, I know what I'm doing. Trying not to be suspicious.
Do your best to maintain a low profile. And forward you go. And as for the Three Stooges over here, you do hear there's something over here where I'm pinging. There's a sudden metal actuation that you can hear. It would fit the location of that lever.
Great.
You hear an echoing of moving stone somewhere far off, but nothing more than that.
Keep moving.
I'm assuming that these guys are just programmed to do what they were doing, and that's just all they're doing. They're just kind of meandering around doing the last bits of their jobs, per se. Oh, can't go that way. That's dead end, I guess. Yeah, I guess down. Down until I see something fascinating.
Alright.
Alrighty, door or other hallway? What's the plan?
Door.
Door.
Yeah, try the door.
Alrighty. I'm gonna inspect the door for traps and everything, just see if there's anything out of place, or if there's just like a light on underneath, like the other one.
Roll investigation.
Is this lever over here exactly the same as the other one we saw?
God
Yes.
fucking damn it.
You see no issues with this door. Nor do you sense anything dangerous on the other side.
He opens the door, TPK.
It's a flood of water. There's no like light on underneath, or is it just can't see it or nothing?
Nothing that's bright enough to be able to see.
Okay. Okay.
You can see there's an alcove that has yet another one of those sconces, and an empty alcove right here. You can see that there is it almost looks like a large metallic door that's here among the wall, as though some form of cabinet or something. It's more machine than door per se, but you think that can move and do something. You're not really
like
sure
a shutter
what.
system or something like that.
Precisely.
Okay.
You can see the middle alcove has a series of drawers that are along all of the sides here. You can see that there's some discarded tools in the ground that again look like tinker's tools and smaller metal bits. And there is a central it's like a dome, a brass dome that has a lot of complexions to it. You're not sure what that is. And then the far side here looks like some form of examination table. This one is very dirty, however. It does have a few other shelves as well.
Alrighty, unless anybody wants to explore that one that's got all the drawers and everything.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Haha,
Okay.
you
I
opened
was gonna say we're walking past all this stuff.
Yeah,
like, who knows
never
what
hurts
we're...
to be thorough.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess I'll just stay over here and like watch the hall.
I see.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back and watch this hall here. Ooh,
I'm not
shut the door.
particularly interested in mechanics and all that type of jazz.
Okay. And Dagny, you're just going through all the drawers here?
Yes.
In essence?
Yes.
Okay. You look around and you find some slightly crafted or cut gems that have some metal fittings to them. This looks very familiar. It looks something that is similar in composition to the illusion iris that you had claimed when you were reclaiming Highshire. And there's two sets of Tinker's tools here among all the tools.
Got 2 sets of Tinker's tools here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead and put those in the bag of holding. In case we need them.
And you were to open up another chest, and you see that there is a fully intact metallic warforged head that, despite no matter what angle you are looking at it from, the eyes just seemingly are looking at you, although it doesn't move per se in any way.
I'm not sensing it. I'm not sensing anything arcane in it, am I?
Well, it's a head of a advanced warforged, so it's very arcane in nature. The specifics are lost on you because you're not keen on this kind of technology, or how advanced this one is.
Yeah, no.
Bag of holding with the other head. They can be friends.
Please keep it. I have an idea.
Sure, why not?
And Cobweb, you've been making your way through this room, but you're finding it harder and harder to move. And you begin to realize that sword that's on your back is now resisting you wholesale and is reducing your movement speed by now 15 feet.
Oh, fuck. Alright. Cobweb.
It started as soon as you had stepped into the main room. It was like a switch being flipped almost.
He's like, he feels just barely lighter. But each step is getting harder and harder. So he takes the sword off his back, still wrapped up. He holds it out, and he's gonna try to break it over his knee.
You do understand this is a fully tanked sword?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they could still be broken relatively.
Yeah.
You can certainly try. I guess this is a strength roll.
Put it. If it doesn't work, put it in the bag of holding.
I'm not keeping an animated sword.
Try to tame it.
Tame it, he says.
Yeah. I was thinking that, but it's turning out to be more trouble than it's worth. Let me see.
Listen, guys, the taming minigame is too difficult.
Like, seriously, bruh.
What the fuck?
you are unable to break this. And let's see.
Oh no.
It's gonna make a roll of its own.
Has the energy of I can break these cuffs. You can't break those cuffs.
It don't go down. It do go down.
Motherfucker. It attempts to break free, but in your grasp, despite being unable to bend this sword over your knee, you hold it true as it is now fighting you actively.
Really, Cobweb?
He's like waving it around against his will. Oh, Jesus!
Try to jam it somewhere and just leverage break it.
Oh, I got it.
Our powers combined. Oh my god, that was awful.
It's still up, but just barely, and is gonna attempt to take a swing at you, Cobweb. It'll do disadvantage because it's you're holding it. Yeah, no, harmlessly bats against your armor.
No, I imagine it's wrapped up in leather, so it's still flying around and smacking me in the face.
Honestly, you think you would have learned
yeah.
from the trap that we saw at that temple in the rotting waters? Come on.
You know what's fucked up? He still has the fucking broken sentient short sword from back then.
Yeah, throw one.
Anyway,
Yeah.
keep zapping it. As it's dragging him around.
Yep.
I'll see. I'll just.
Eventually, it
blast
goes
unless
still
it's
once
gonna-
again.
Now fully break it. Just leverage it somewhere and just snap it. Or just take
How
it.
about
in
they
the
just
other room and
gonna
just chuck it,
unwrap
I
the
don't know.
sword, put it in a corner somewhere, and we're just gonna walk away from him.
You do have these drawers here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Stick it
gonna
in
put it in the drawer.
You open up the stone drawer, and there's a good-sized sack that you have to take out of the way. And you would place the sword into it and close it once again. And well, examining this sack, it is quite dirty. As you look inside, you have found a small deposit of coal.
Nice. Bag of coal.
And the bag of holding.
Yep, putting it in a
Small
bag of holding.
coal, I should add.
Yeah, small bag of coal.
That's fine.
I can fix that problem when we get there.
Yep.
In the
As
bag of
for
holding.
you,
As he
Nadira,
dumps all of the coal directly into the bag of holding.
Really? Okay.
Nadira, you do hear a metallic, heavy-set footfalls that are coming from the main room as something is peeking the corner to look at you.
Houston, we may have a problem. And I don't turn to look at them, but I just sort of...
If it's the big guy, we shouldn't have to worry about it.
It's the big guy, and he is very interested in what's going on.
Does it seem like he can fit in here?
With some effort.
Alrighty.
I mean, he does seem a bit big. He would be scraping along the ground, or along the sides. It would definitely be something that would be hard to pull off.
I'm assuming too that the door is smaller than the actual hallway too, so I would just close the door and see if there's a latch, and then we just keep moving.
Yep.
Because it'll probably have a harder time squeezing through the door as well.
Okay. I'm gonna gesture to them to get moving and slowly do that. I'm just gonna slowly shut the door. And then, what's the door made of?
Metal.
It's made of metal. So I'm gonna shut the door. And then I'm gonna cast heat metal.
Ooh.
To weld the door shut.
Ooh.
So you can heat it up, but welding is a whole different ball game. You need like tools, and like that's not really how heat metal works. So you can make it hot to the touch.
Yeah, can I just make it hot to the touch and like try to just melt the hinges, I guess? Make them more solid?
You're not gonna make this molten. You can only make it like red hot.
I feel like that would be enough to shape hinges.
It's red hot. Do you have anything that you could use to smash the hinges?
I have a stick.
You have a stick.
I mean, I think we've done.
Tinker's Tools has like
Enough.
a hammer in it, doesn't
That's
it?
as good as it's getting, I think.
Yeah.
Because he's still gonna
heat
take.
metal is only gonna last a minute either way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I literally just want to take
Never
the
mind.
hinge and melt it, and that's kind of what I'm going for here.
Mhm.
Well, like I said,
Oh!
it's to melt something. Like you need to literally, like in a foundry, melt it into liquid. That's not how heat metal works. You can make it again hot and malleable. But that's it. You need like smithing or like what smithing tools to heat it up and then like bang on it to remold it.
Yeah.
Got it.
You can't just melt iron like that. Like that's not how the spell works.
Okay, well, I'm not trying to melt it, just was trying to
Yeah, it's hot to the
Shape-
touch. That's what you do.
bend the hinges so it doesn't open as easy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hurriedly
Alright, let me take
whisper to
that.
Aerithal,
I'll
just like,
just-
remember that fancy drawing we were talking about?
Yeah, I can't even. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Body
fuckers
that
is in there.
I'll take that back then.
And
Hey,
we've
we
also
might have a
found
body
deep
for
drain
Tin
traps.
Petty.
Oh shit.
What?
I'm joking.
So we found. So that's the tracks up there, and then that fancy butler robot guy that we saw in that drawing. One of them's in there.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't mean to go that far.
Fucking stumbles out, fucking misses a step. Shit.
I peer around the corner and see what the deal is.
So you take a look for yourself, and sure enough, you can see that there are two of these large-statured, lanky Warforged that have their hands gripped onto this industrial-looking train that has a faint hellish glow coming from the center. It's a safe bet that this is the train that was described, given there are rails. And the far end of the room, there's what appears to be mooring clamps, which is basically these giant clamps that are keeping the train in place, while also preventing further entry down the railway system.
So, I don't know if I'd be able to see this, but are they just like grabbing onto a random spot, or is there like a railing type handle thing that they're grabbing onto?
It's hard to tell if what they're gripping onto is anything meaningful, but they're completely motionless and just seemingly have these random handholds.
I guess if this is the train we're looking for and everything, let's try to. I'm assuming the glow is probably from wherever its like engine is.
It's a safe bet.
Okie dokie. Does it look like there's like a lever or something for the clamps?
None that you can really discern, at least not here.
Okay.
Is there a way to get into the rail car?
There is an interior. There's like an open, slightly ajar doorway that has a small interior.
Okay. I'll just go ahead and make my way into the rail car.
Okay. It's a mostly empty space. There doesn't appear to be much in here. There are some controls at the far side, a series of levers. This is a lot more simple in its machinations than a lot of the other things, given that you imagine you have it go forward, you have it stop, you have it go backwards. Some messing around with these levers may be in order, but you think that you might be able to get the hang of it with a little bit of fiddling.
Well,
Where do we put the coal?
You can see that there is a area near the center that appears to be something of a giant furnace.
okay.
I'd rather not have us cause problems with the Warforged by, making this thing go while they're holding on.
Well, of course, we can't do that. We'd probably need to ask permission first.
I was assuming that they would help it like go along. They'd like pull it.
We have a fuel source. It can move on its own.
I mean, that's even questioning if these things even have sentience yet.
if they have the ability to hold on to it, then they have the ability to understand that this thing doesn't need to go anywhere.
I guess for like time being, where would I have to go? I don't know if it's like right here or something like that, or I have to get closer, but to like, you know, shovel the coal into the engine, basically. Is there like a hole or slot or something like that, or I have to dump it from the top?
You can see there's a series of actuators and some form of system that, while your understanding of it is pretty rudimentary, it looks like there's a repository for putting the coal in there, and once activated, it'll be steadily and automatically fed into the furnace itself.
Alrighty, let's load this bad boy up.
Alright, I'll go ahead and start putting the coal into the reservoir.
Don't put it all in.
Yeah, I was gonna say save a tiny piece, please.
All right, are you just dumping the coal in?
Yeah.
All right. You do so without further thought, and compared to the size of the reservoir of this coal bank, if you can call it that, this is really just a small helping. But you put it in, and you can see that there's a bit of a reception from the rest of the machine, as though it is able to sense that you've added fuel. And you can see that the feeding process begins automatically as some of the coal immediately begins swept up into the furnace itself. And you hear a large noise. And you can hear there is some commotion coming from the sides as these things move and their grip shifts.
Interesting.
We should probably get in if they're gonna let this thing go.
Yep.
Oh, they could probably pull the mooring anchors. Is probably why they're here.
Yep, inside.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Yoink.
And then I guess we'll just keep loading coal in as we need to.
Tiny legs.
What the hell?
Hurry up!
Oh, he's not even in the room.
This fucking guy.
No, he is. He's here.
Oh.
Right here, yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah, and then we'll just keep loading coal as we need to.
The coal's already in there.
Yep.
You wait
Yeah, but we
around
need
and
more.
seemingly... Are y'all just kind of taking a seat?
I guess I'll hang out by whatever like the hatch is to see what they're doing, but otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, Cobweb starts playing Three Dragon Ante with Tin Petty.
Jaxthol, make a strength saving throw.
Strength.
Oh God.
Hmm.
Oh, I might be getting like shoved in. Where's saving throw?
Or
Strength.
pulled out.
Eh.
Oh.
Hey!
Wow.
Loved
Oh, that's an ability check. Hold on.
That's still.
Well, it's still a nat 20. It's
Yeah.
Let me see. I believe meets it, beats it still, even if it is a crit. So yeah, this unfortunately would still get you. Whoop.
Damn.
You are gripped very forcefully as you can see that this thing has moved over to the side, and as though its already long arm is something of a piston, it reaches, grabs you tightly by your waist, and you get forcefully moved.
So,
Out.
since this is
Hitting
a saving
the
throw,
ground.
even though I did roll a nat 20, I would be adding another 4 to that. Because my strength saving throw is a +6, and because I accidentally clicked ability check, the ability is only +2.
All right, so next time, if you're going to make that clarification, do it before I start describing what happens, because it's...
You started before I could.
Yeah.
Feel free to interrupt me next time, but...
Oh, I don't like doing that. I'm sorry.
Just don't be afraid, because I don't like backtracking stuff. Like, when I say something happens, you know, like, we have a hierarchy to this. I don't like doing that, but we're just going to move forward with what's happened. Just, yeah, if I'm going off a track on a number, please interrupt me. Either way, you get slammed against the hard surface here, and you take... Come on. God damn it. Uh, 12 bludgeoning damage as you've been forcefully ejected.
What the heck?
Okay. Initiative
Additionally,
at this point?
these clamps, nothing happens. And it looks like these guys are moving in to eject the rest of you if you're not quick to move.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
getting out.
skedaddle myself.
I'll fucking
I'm
get out
taking the
willingly.
dodge.
Don't-
I'm
don't
taking the
fucking hurt
dodge
me.
action.
Yeah, I'll bippity boppity back it on
I'm
him.
taking the dodge action. I'm gonna see like, hey, use your words.
Yeah, it's going to use its hand. Make a
fuck.
strength saving throw, because you're dodging, you can use advantage here.
Strength save.
Oh, fuck, damn.
The power within. Oh.
You narrowly dodge this hand that comes jettisoning out at you as you shift to one side, and this automaton is seemingly not pleased. There is a huff of steam that gets ejected out of its grill.
You put your hands on me, you're gonna come back a nub.
Cool.
Oh god, let's not be threatening them.
Is that all? Alright,
Miss-
it's
it
making
misses.
two.
Oh, why?
And
Why
fucking
did I
misses because
roll
I
an
will.
attack roll? What did I do?
Still gonna miss because I'm gonna use shield.
And you're just standing there?
Menacingly.
Fuck.
It's like, fine, you want me out so bad, I'll fucking step out. Rude.
Oh my god, Dagny.
What?
I mean, is it doing anything else? What's happening?
They stop moving and they back off and return to their resting positions.
Well, obviously something's missing, so let's keep exploring. Since apparently we're doing it wrong.
Can I look at the statue behind me? Is there any writing, any indication of, you know, is there something that needs to be done? Some kind of magic spell we don't
what's
have?
this?
No, what about the levers?
What
Arithal,
about this?
Your passive perception is keen on what's behind you as you look towards something that is hovering down the hallway.
Oh, it's cute. It's a little caterpillar.
Really? Really?
Oh,
really?
no.
Really?
I don't like this thing.
Oh, that's
It's-
cute.
Lightning. Hey there, buddy. You're not gonna hurt us, right?
Oh fuck. Alright.
Oh god.
Charging battery.
I don't like how it's approaching silently and menacingly. I'm gonna go back up a little bit. Hey guys, we got a problem.
Yeah, so much for these things not fucking messing with us. Let's move. Ignore it.
Move-
We're not
move
doing
where?
it. There's a hallway right here. Let's go.
And how do you know there's not another one right around the corner?
We
A
were
lot
told.
of noise was just made.
All right, fine. You want to stand your ground and get smushed? Go ahead.
Well, we have to figure out how to get those latches undone.
Is it just staying there?
Yeah, it's idle. And I will reiterate the reservoir that this train was designed to take in terms of the coal. You really don't have all that much that you put in there.
Yeah.
We're really gonna have to explore this place. And
We had to
might
shake.
run
We have to
into
shake a
them.
leg.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I can make way more. I can make enough coal that we won't need to find more, but it's not going to help the self-ejection button these two are causing.
Wait, you can make more coal?
I can create it. I didn't get that far.
Oh, nice. Would you mind doing that real quick?
Well, it's not a quick thing, but you know, didn't think we'd be cornered.
I don't really know that spell, so I don't know if it's quick or slow, you know?
No, I need 30 minutes, and I can make at least a 5-foot cube of coal that we can just chip away at.
Okay.
Just fucking puts a whole ass block of
shit,
coal in the
Awesome.
fucking engine.
What?
And it lasts for
Alright,
12.
damn.
It's a stone, I assume. Coal, I assume, would be a stone.
It is.
And I just need a tiny piece of it to make it.
Huh.
But I can make it. It can't
Oh,
be
yeah,
any
and it
larger
doesn't
than a
count
5
as
foot
being-
cube, so I will make a giant 5 foot cube.
Alright.
And then we'll just take the tools and go tick, 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 if we need to.
Is the floaty boy occupying the entirety of the hallway?
Yeah, it's pretty. It would be tough to slip past it. For you, maybe a little less tough, but still.
I mean, it's not like it's taking a aggressive stance or.
Well, it is slowly
Aggressive
approaching.
float.
It's only this size because it has compressed its plates together.
Oh no! Wait, what if it's that big robot and it figured out?
It is.
It
For
is.
sure is.
It is.
God damn. Okay. So,
We mean no harm.
B-Man, looking over at where the train is fastened, are there any indicators that might allude to a direction of a mechanism that will unlatch them, basically?
You're
The
looking for a way to-
levers.
You're looking for a way to release the clamps.
Yes.
What if it's the levers in there?
And that's what I'm thinking.
It could be.
You can see that each of like the 2 clamps here, there is an upper release and a lower release, and the one on the right side of the train here, both of those are forward. The one up here, one of them is retracted, but the other one is still forward.
So there are 3 levers.
4.
4. Oh, 4,
Levers.
yes.
I've noticed 2 getting here, but the only
Maybe
problem
there's
is
one
the
back when-
deputy dipshit is in our way.
Well, we can't backtrack, can we? It's
I mean,
obviously
we don't
these
know
rooms
what's
are-
up this hill.
Yeah, but all these rooms are probably connected, so...
Just go in a giant circle.
Yep.
And off you go.
Yeah. We can do that coal idea once we, release
Once-
the.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop everybody here because I'd like
I'm gonna
to
take
to
this
end the
back
session
photo
here before
accidentally.
because this dungeon goes on, so we're
Oh,
gonna
right
pause
on.
it here.
Okay, delete that.
Yet
Oh, boy.
another
Sure
you didn't
hanger from
spend
the
a spell slot
B-Man.
on it.
Hell yeah.
No, I put it back.
Oh, okay.
Just so that we could go back to it later.
Alright, so just giving y'all some insight into my thought process, I'm going to put attach the Warforged head to Tinpetty.
Yeah.
I love that.
Attach at the neck where the flagon opens.
Icon.
Alright.
Who needs Google eyes when you have a whole ass helmet?
Hell yeah. Alright, I'll catch y'all next week.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Alright.